Good evening, Phoenix. How are you? We'll wait till people file in here. I'm not sure. Let's see. How many people are here? 4 people are here? 6 views? Okay. Nice, Phoenix. I know you didn't trade today. You took Wednesday off. That was smart, actually. Proud of you. Proud of you for not being baited in. The rest of you who are currently watching, say hello in the chat. Let's get this microphone out of my face while I'm at it. Phoenix, did you get the DOM surface all set up? Good morning, Mason. Good evening, Mason. I know I feel bad for all like the European / Asian / African viewers with the pivot and schedule, right? Like I feel bad about it. But the analytics show that it was the right move for the channel. 100%. I'm just kind of getting settled back into the desk and looking around. Yeah, they kind of hide it a little bit. The fact that they call it DOM surface on Quant Tower, when really it's like book map or it should be heat map, is a little confusing. For sure. Mason, did you take any more trades today, or did you end up what you ended up? I don't know if you want me to announce what you made today, but people are still filing in slowly here. Oh, nice. So you didn't take any more trades? What's up, Sin? Welcome, brother. How was your day? Oh, it was good? Nice. Nice. Yeah, mine was great, Sin. We'll talk about my day here in a little bit when more people file in. Everybody in the Discord, I would assume, knows how my day went. Megamind, what's up? What's good, brother? Savvy, good evening. Savvy, did you trade today? I didn't see you around much. What's up, Kev? Little different setup tonight, guys. I decided to drag my DOM surface over so that you guys can see it rather than keep having to drag it over on the screen every time I talk about the DOM. So it is going to be up here in the upper right. I just added it as a tab to the ES chart. But this is the NQ DOM. You can see interest is kind of, I don't know which one's the draw right now. We got a block down here at 19,940 and a block up here at 20K. I'm not sure which one's the draw. I'm leaning more upside. The fact that we reclaimed that 750 level on the downside and pumped back into the range pretty much right where we opened up at. A little bit above where we opened up at. I'm thinking upside, but I'm not sure. I'm going to wait and be patient a little bit. I do have a level here at the 960 area. We'll talk about that level here in a minute. Once we get a few more viewers in here. All right, Savvy, you're taking a little hiatus from trading. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if Is it personal reasons or is it trading psychology reasons? All right, Tron. Yeah, let's get the party started is right. Is it Trump reasons? 19,009. All right, Kev. What indicator do you got sitting there? A little bit of both. You kind of have to. Okay. There's nothing wrong with taking a break from time to time and resetting mentally, especially if you feel like you're not seeing it well. Honestly, a lot of times that's what it takes. Mentally reset, emotionally reset. Is a Trump level? Oh, goodness. Here we go. Define Trump level. Is that when he, like, tweeted something out or started talking? Like, I don't understand what you mean by Trump level. Did we gap down on the open a little bit? Yeah, a little bit. Not much, though. Already filled it. 37R super trend? Okay. I don't know how you keep up with all that stuff. That's just too much noise for me. You're giving all credit to Trump from now on? Okay. All right. That sounds good. That's funny. Yeah, Savvy, but as I was saying, like, we all should, if we're struggling or we feel like we're not seeing it clearly, not that profits are struggling, but, you know, you just keep getting break even kind of deal. There's nothing wrong with stepping back away from the charts. And if you got something personal going on, I hope it gets resolved and everything is good in the end. People are slowly filing in here. You're up 86.75 points on the NQ and 23.75 points on the ES. All credit goes to Trump. Okay. That's funny. Oh, ICT finished his stream, so you're here now, Tron? Nice. Nice. I'm sure that some other ICT traders will be in shortly. We got a few of them in our Discord, that's for sure. So yeah, what do I want to see here? I kind of want to see, I probably will just trade the NQ tonight unless it's looking like we probably won't get a glizzy signal on the indicator. It did have a nice print this afternoon though, guys. It really did. I had to tight trail because of the take profit trader intraday trailing, but it would have been a banger. I mean, it caught low, the low of day. Look at this entry. And I got trailed out like right here. Unbelievable. But that would have been a huge day. Targets usually kelp mid on these glizzy trades, so you definitely hit full target here if you were able to hang in there. Once the account balance is bigger on my take profit trader account, I will let him play out a little more, let him breathe. But that's a banger trade. Oh, Kev, you let one come all the way back on you? What's up, DCD? Man, we got all kinds of different traders in here. DCD is a cran line trader. He likes trend lines. Tron, you like ICT. Kev, you're like a multiple indicator guy, and then there's me, who basically goes naked charts and just draws boxes on his charts. You call high a day and low a day. Yeah, Savvy, and then there's you with order flow. That's right. We have every different kind of trader in here, pretty much. That's good, though. It's good, though. If we're all in line with something, that probably means it's the probability of the trade being good is high. Definitely high. White van abduction survivor, Tron. RW Miami, yeah, trend trading for the win. Yeah, I will say this. Goose's momentum indicator down here is really good if you're a trend type trader. It definitely signifies when the trend is about to end. That's for sure. And lets you know what side of the trade you should be on. Yeah, all different kinds of traders in here. So those of you that showed up a little bit late, how did your day go? R-Dub, I haven't gotten any word yet. So Goose was actually supposed to be on stream this evening. He had something come up and couldn't make it. So I haven't gotten any word yet as far as if it's ready for TradingView or not. I know his coder, the guy who he has coding it, is finishing up his schoolwork for the semester right now. So he's a little busy. But I'm pretty sure a few people have like the beta version right now and are testing it out, but I'm sure there still needs to be some tweaks. Otherwise, he would let me know. I know, Tron. It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's hard with the guest streams too. Like when I'm grabbing a like a window capture from for like when I have people on and trying to show their charts, they're even more illegible than what mine is right now. This actually, mine aren't from Discord, so what you're seeing is just straight display capture, right? So it shouldn't be too clear. It might just be my monitor. I don't have great monitors, first and foremost. I should, in fact, I will invest in a new monitor. I might just buy one tonight when I get off stream. And hopefully it'll be here tomorrow. Just a really nice one for the stream, so maybe it will clear up some of these like price point lines and stuff like that. Oh, Tron, yeah, I know. It's Discord is crazy. So I've thought about when I have guest streams on, like Mason and I have discussed having the charts go through Zoom and just having their cameras come through Discord. But that's a lot to ask a guest to do, to navigate through, to have them come on. Yeah, that is true, Savvy. I mean, but pulling from our Discord, Savvy, because we are level 2, I think it should be good. Like, everybody should be, as long as they're in one of the channels, right? Like the voice chats, and they're trying to stream, they should be able, it should be able to stream in 1080p. I'm not 100% certain on that. Don't quote me on that, but I'm fairly certain that's part of level 2 with any Discord server. It's kind of why I keep on boosting our server, because of trading with the boys. Later, Phoenix. Have a good night. We'll chat tomorrow. Well, it's looking like that 940 block is about to get hit. It's not that big, but there is a little bit of size there. A little bit of volume sitting there. I'll probably wait it out for another 15 minutes or so before I think about taking a trade again. Looks like we only got 10 people here right now, so we're chilling. The bottom banner looks good, but the charts look bad. What if I go bigger on the charts? Does this change anything? You know, like make the candles bigger? Let me know. I do think it has to do with my monitor. So the monitor that's being streamed right now is a 1080p like television monitor almost. It's a 32-inch. My other monitors are actual PC monitors. They're 27-inch monitors. One's a vertical and the other one is in horizontal layout. But I'm gonna upgrade all that stuff very soon. Now that the channel's like kind of picking up a little bit of steam, I think it's worth the investment to have the stream looks better. Other traders chart streams in Discord. Yeah, I don't. If the server doesn't have level 2 status, they will be fuzzy. It's gonna come through in like 720p or 480p even. It has to have level 2 boost in order to have 1080p streaming on Discord. That is. All right, what do we got here? We got 12 people chilling, hanging out. Have people posted YouTube snapshots in your Discord to see what they see as a test? I don't know if anybody has or not. I don't recall anybody doing it. I mean, you can try it. I have Discord open. I'll be able to see it. But yeah, Tron, you're not the first one to say something about it. Other people have said something about it. I think it's just with how small the print is. You put one in off topic. Did you put it in level up or did you put it in Fred? In Goose's Discord? Okay. Let me see here. Yeah, that is fairly blurry. Yeah, I don't know why that would be the case. Because the charts aren't being pulled from Discord, right? Like, the charts are actually just on a monitor. I think it's probably just my monitor. But yeah, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense that... I mean, maybe if I zoom in even more and just... No, there's too many numbers there. Yeah, I'm not 100% certain why it would come in that fuzzy. It's definitely not that fuzzy on my monitor, I can tell you that. So I don't really understand. Is it like that with other YouTube streamers? Do you notice? Like when you're watching other streamers, are their charts kind of fuzzy with the lettering? I'll be completely honest, I don't really watch a lot of other YouTube streamers. I watched Trades by Matt back in the day. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe it's just because... Maybe it is the monitor. Maybe I just need to upgrade the monitor. Like, I think the tickers... Oh, you're just talking about other streamers' Discords? Okay. If I throw away my monitor, you'll say, okay. All right, DCD. No, I'm just going to purchase a new one. I'll get like a 4K monitor, something that's really crystal clear. Doesn't need to be anything crazy. It can be another 27-inch for all I care. But... I mean, it's not like I'm gaming, but for streaming purposes and clarity, it would be nice to not have all that fuzzy. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, I can see like the price scale is really fuzzy. I have a, what is my graphics card? A 4060 Ti. That should be plenty good enough. Like RDub, I built a computer not too long ago. I've got 64 gigs of RAM. I mean, it's pretty... It's a beast. It should be able to handle anything. Anything I throw at it, let's put it that way. But the graphics card is the one thing that I didn't go like top of the line on, kind of. But it's liquid cooled. A 4060 Ti should be able to handle any kind of streaming, especially just streaming this. You know, I'm not a gamer. But I definitely have enough RAM. I definitely have enough storage. I definitely have a good enough graphics card. Good enough motherboard. I'm gonna take a guess and say that it's the monitor. Granted, it's clear for me and I can see it, but it might lose a little clarity in the transfer of data. Hey Goose, what's up? Sorry you couldn't make it tonight, brother. Okay, guys, now that we got a few more people in here, we'll talk about my day. So, today, I took 3 trades. I made a little over 3K today. And I did it all before FOMC. I didn't even trade after FOMC. Oh, I took 1 trade after FOMC. It was a quick short scalp for like 30 points. You're home now? Let's do this? Oh, we'd have to end the stream and go to a different... I tell you what, Goose, actually... I can probably get your camera on with very little... without ending the stream and starting a new one. But I don't know that I'll be able to change... I don't know how OBS is with changing, like, scenes mid-stream. You know what I'm saying? But I could definitely add a camera source and add you in the corner over here if you want to come on. What's up, Martin? Yeah, Goose, I already told him you weren't going to be on. I was like, oh, he had something going on. That's funny. What's up, KH? Goose, let me know if you're for real. Do you want to come on? I mean, if you want to come on, let me know. Here, let me, let's see what I got set up here as far as sources go. Okay, let me see what guest cam is. Yeah, Goose, I think we're good to go. I think I can get you on. My man's scrambling to get dressed. That's funny. All right, bear with us, chat, while we try to sort out the sound and the cameras and everything. This might take a minute or two. I'm still not OBS fluent, let's put it that way. But I should be able to get him on really quick. So everybody that's tuning in new here, how was your trading day? I asked a few people that were here at the beginning. It looked like everybody did fairly well. Oh no, Martin. Did it did it say bye-bye? Did you trade it during FOMC, Martin? Did you YOLO the 300K? All right, let me drag Goose in here and change my voice settings real quick. Goose, I gotta go to headphones real quick. All right. All right, just give me a minute to get this all set up here. All of a sudden, I can hear the beats in my headphones, and I wasn't hearing them before, too. There we go. All right, can I go ahead and say something? All right. Now let's check the application audio capture. Let's go. I don't know what tab it is. Go ahead and say something again. Okay, they should be able to pick you up. I think so. Can you guys hear Goose? Let me know in the chat. I think so. You can't hear Goose? What? I mean, you're picking up on OBS. It's just not coming through very loud. Let me check. Let me try to fix. No, you don't. No. It'd be extremely loud in my ear if you did it super faint. Yeah, for some reason it's not. It's not showing like the Discord server as an available source. Oh, we're good. I mean, it'll come through eventually. I think. Try and say something now.
Say something.
Is that better, guys?
Can you hear me? Do we got W Riz?
Yeah. Let me know in the chat. Can you hear him? He's definitely picking up on OBS. Loud and clear.
I'm trying my best.
Mason says you're good. Mason says you're good. Let me get back and find your camera here and get you on camera. Because I can see your beautiful face, but nobody else can currently.
Yeah. I need a haircut.
Me too, brother.
It's been a minute.
I got a mop on top of my head.
I mean, like, I trimmed the beard like a week ago, so like it's like somewhat in shape, but the hair is. It's almost getting to the point where I'm like contemplating, like, do I grow it out and like let this like, do I go long? Like,
I mean, do you want to go Bushman? You can go Bushman.
Not like full Bushman, but you know, I let it get long enough, like it starts curling at the end, you know, start looking real good, get my beach bod going on.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to find you here in this window. Okay, here we go. We're getting there, guys. We're getting close. He's really dark.
Does it look super dark? I can brighten it up.
It's not too bad. So what were you doing today?
I was far away. We were at like a dirt bike event thing, and then it rained, and so I was like, well, I might as well just go home.
Yeah. Okay.
So like it just like never stopped raining. So that's essentially all she wrote.
All right, everybody, say hi to Goose. He's up in the. He's up there. All right. So how was your trading day? Did you trade it all day?
I did. I took one trade post FOMC while I was sitting at the gas station.
Yeah.
And I was kind of watching price action. And I was like, man, we posted like a fat gang sign on YM on the 5-minute. And I was like, I'm going to take like a little like momentum scalp here, just, you know, via cellular. And it ended up, I mean, like we were moving so fast. I got in profit, set a break even, and then it went 50 points like instantly. So, I mean, that's like a quick $250 on the day. So
that's nice.
Like
we take
nothing
those.
Nothing like crazy, because like I was just like 1 YM, wasn't gonna hit it with like huge leverage, but also I don't know, nice little something on the day since I haven't traded the last like 2 days.
Well, I got something for you. I hit the everybody's saying what's up to you in the chat, by the way, if you don't see
what's
it.
up, fam? What's fun?
I hit the NQ Gliz, right? After FOMC.
Yeah.
But because of the stupid intraday trailing drawdown and having to tight trail that ish, I only made $325 on the trade. And the thing ran all the way to Kelp mid. Impressively, by the way. Impressively.
I saw the noti rip on my the Discord notification hit that we got a MNQ Gliz, and I was like, shit, FOMC's right now. So I pulled up my chart. I was like, it's the FOMC, like I'm not gonna take the glizzy. And then I checked back like 15 minutes later because I was driving at the time. I checked back, I was like, oh damn, that paid really well. I was like, perfect. But like it's FOMC, so like I usually just kind of like, you know, especially if I'm not even like completely at charts, like I don't bother. But
yeah,
especially being at FOMC, I was like really checked out. But no, it ended up being like really good.
No, it was an impressive glizz print, actually. The best one I've seen during RTH in quite some time, to believe it or not.
Yeah, that's W Gliz.
What's up, Pegs? You got the kiddos tonight? You got a bail? Yeah. Go take care of the kiddos, brother. We'll chat soon. Who else is here now? There's a lot more people here now. Everybody that's new here, what's up? I'm Wes. This is Goose.
My name's Goose.
This is Goose. He's the inventor, creator, megamind of the glizzy indicator that you see on my charts every night. What's up, Bryce? So, Goose, I'm gonna go over my trading day right now. That's what I was gonna do prior to
Walk us through it, Daddy.
Prior to seeing you. So, for those of you that are new to the channel, do me a favor and click that subscribe button, please, and hit that thumbs up button, please. It would really help out the channel. We'd love the support. Secondly, those of you that have bought channel memberships now have access to my pre-market trading plans every morning. They are on the Level Up Discord. There is a link in the description down below if you're not a member of the Level Up Discord just yet. It is entirely free. My trading plans are not, however, currently. We kind of are incentivizing the memberships on YouTube as like my pre-market trading plans are kind of the perk or the incentive. It's $5 a month. It's super cheap. With that being said, what I want to do right now is pull over my pre-market trading plan from today. This is going to be interesting to do because I have you on camera right now and I can't pull this thing over, Goose, without the camera going crazy. So you're gonna disappear.
You just hide me.
You're gonna disappear for a minute.
That's good.
Audio's still good, but you're gonna disappear for a minute.
Pick my nose while I'm gone.
Well, they're gonna see picture in picture is what's gonna happen. You'll still be visible. You'll just be really small.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's the WE logo that's in your place now. Okay, so these are the trading plans that I do every morning. People from Good Gains know what that's all about. This morning I was looking for my key level on the morning was 19,960. We were trading below it before the market opened this morning, New York open. But I was looking for a move back up into the 960 level. We finally got that and we saw sellers step in. Like I said here, what I was looking for is sellers step in and turn this level into resistance. I'll look for a short position with initial target at 820, extended targets of 750 and 620. Obviously above I had my long side targets as well, so I had both sides of the equation played out for what I was looking for. And if you go back to the morning, so this morning we came up into that 960 level, kind of floated above 970 here, came back down, and I popped the short at 950 and rode it all the way down to 820. Straight down move. Good for what's 115 points, 125 points. I don't even know how much that is. 2.3k, something like that.
I don't know. I don't trade NQ anymore, so I don't know my numbers.
Oh, that's not true. I've seen you trade NQ. But yeah, guys, I don't know about you, Goose, but I've been seeing the market extremely clear the last few weeks, really.
Last week was really nice. This week, I mean, we've just been out of expected range. So like as soon as we break expected range, I just stop paying attention. So like I can't say anything for like the last 2 days just because we've been out. But as far as like I said, last week goes, like last week was really, really good.
I think I know people have been struggling recently, right? And I don't want to make it sound like condescending or anything like that, but after the volatility that we've seen for the last few months, I feel like the trading has been really easy for me the last 2 weeks. And maybe it's just me. Maybe everybody's different, right?
Yeah.
I'm not 100% certain on that. But it feels like it's been really, really easy. I don't know if I've had a losing trade in the last 2 weeks, Goose. I'm not going to lie.
Well, the volatility went way down, right? So like we can hit our trades, and I don't necessarily think the process has changed. It's just the likelihood of us getting wicked out is way less. Like yes. I've had the same thing last week where maybe I take a break even here or there trying to get in a trade. But like once I get in my trade and it goes, like I'm getting runners all the way to target, you know? So like it's been really nice versus like, you know, the weeks prior, I'd get, you know, let's say like on YM, I would get 100 points and 150 points in profit, and my runner would just come back to break even. Be like, what? Or hit my trailing stop, and just be like, and I mean, my trailing stops are usually like pretty decent far. So for it to come back to my trailing stop is like a pretty big move.
Yeah.
So, and where this has been kind of like the entries have made sense to where like when we do get in them, they go, and those runners getting all the way to target pay really, really well when they actually get there, you know, and if they don't get to target, it's just essentially a base hit.
So tell me this though, because you're so like, I know you're a really good trader. We've been watching each other trade for, well, a while now, and our analysis, we've probably been studying each other's analysis for a little while now as well. But do you find that you're so almost overconfident sometimes with your targets that you do let a lot of trades come back on you, or are you pretty good about trailing it out?
Depends if I already have the day made. If I already have my day made, like I'm very happy with, you know, P&L and everything, or like I hit like what I call like usually like the trade of the day. Like the main, like in that first little like hour or 2 hours or whatever, like the golden glizzy setup is of like RTH, you know, if I hit that trade, any trade I hit after that is essentially just going for home runs. But like the first, like getting that first trade or getting that day essentially made, I am kind of tight with my trailing stop. Like I'm not going to let a lot of profit come back to break even. I'm going to ensure that I'm essentially locking out my day good, and then maybe I'll just use a little bit of that profit as like a buffer for the next trade that I'm just shooting for home runs with.
Yeah, okay. So once you have a good day locked in, you're more prone to let things try and run, is what you're saying, or you're less prone?
Pretty aggressively, honestly.
Okay.
Like once I have a good day, like we just start swing. Like, yeah, I'll take my base hits when I see. Like, I'm not gonna just be dumb with it, but like if I have my day made and I get a solid looking glizzy, I'm not looking for just kelp mid. Like I'm being like, hey, like if the things, you know, make sense, you know, I'm not just doing it on every trade, but like if the setup allows or makes sense, I'm gonna look for that entire reversion or that big, you know, type of swing play almost.
Yeah.
But step one is always making sure, like step one is like making sure my day is gonna be green no matter what. And then after that we get a play. But I have to, for me especially, just because I know my personal psychological emotional tendencies, I have to make sure that the day is made before I do anything silly.
I agree with that. I'm usually, to start my day, fairly tight trailing. Today obviously was an outlier, right? I got in the trade and the thing just nuked for me on a short side, right? It happened really fast. It was within a minute or two, I was 40 points in profit. It was really quick. So I really didn't have to trail as tight on that one, but in most cases I feel like I get in and I'm in chop before it makes the move a lot of times.
Yeah.
And I take a lot of break evens because I don't know if it's going to go the other way or not.
Yeah, and I guess it comes down to like, does it go in your favor really quickly also? You know, like if it's one of those trades where it goes in favor quickly and you can move your trailing stop to where you're happy with it, like if you're happy with where your trailing stop is too and you're really confident in the trade, like it's easy to just kind of sit there and let it run, especially when we're in the low volatility kind of bullish days. Like those days are really easy to just sit there and hold it until close.
Yeah.
So it depends a lot on the environment too. When we're in those super bearish environments and stuff is super, that's where we have the really gnarly V recoveries. It's really hard for me to like hold a short all day.
Yeah.
Because we know the market's tendency to V recovery. Like shorts always come back, but longs don't always come back, if you know what I mean.
Yep. No, that's 100% accurate. You end up with on the bottom of one of those V bottom days, which generally the V bottom happens at a level for the most part. Today it kind of didn't, but when this kind of stuff happens, like what you see on the stream right now, Goose, when this kind of stuff happens, I generally wait until I get a reclaim of a level of interest for me, and then the retests. So like the reclaim and the retest. But SR, welcome. Oh, are you here for long? We appreciate you too, SR. If you guys are just tuning in, I'm Wes. This is Goose. Welcome to my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please hit that subscribe button. I ask like 500 times a stream now, Goose.
Yeah,
it's really
hit the like too. If you don't hit the like, I'm gonna beat you up.
Yeah. I had a crypto bot like having a full-blown conversation in my comments on my stream last night. Like,
oh really?
Yeah, like a 20 comment like pushing a crypto sale on my stream. What's up, Noel?
Was it like a good crypto? Like what was the coin?
I don't
like
even
maybe
remember.
we should invest.
It was some blonde lady like who had like 5 accounts trying to push people to invest in her crypto investment strategy. Yeah, it was crazy.
If she's doing that kind of marketing, maybe that coin's worth investing in, right?
Well, I mean, DCD was like, I like blondes. Welcome to everybody just tuning in. Thanks for, I'm glad Goose made it, actually. I'm actually really glad you made it, brother.
It was definitely a buzzer beater type of moment, but
yeah.
I got home and I was like, oh shit, Wes is on. I was like, I can make it.
Palm, it was you. You're the blonde lady. Okay. Yeah, it was kind of nice because those people that had access to my trading plan this morning, Goose, they hopped on it. They hopped on that trade, and they were happy. I think Palmetto was one of them that hopped on it. Actually, he hopped on and wrote it down for, I don't know, 100 points.
Yeah.
So, but it feels good when you make, you know, accurate predictions like that and other people benefit.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the big thing too is having, you know, you can make all the levels you want. They still have to execute, right? So, I mean, I know that comes where it's like tough sometimes because you can make a lot of accurate predictions. Your level works right, and people still get stopped out. And it's like, well, like you still got to be able to trade it. So, like, you know, good on them for also being able to execute at the plan as well.
Well, what Palm did smartly on this one, I think Dave was on, a few people were on it. He scaled in and scaled out with micros. So he finally did what you wanted him to do for so long, Goose. And what is he saying? He caught 118 points. I mean, that's solid.
Oops. Yeah, it's amazing what you can do when you trade appropriate size. Sorry, I had to change my shirt.
Again?
Well, I spilt water on my other one.
I was about to say, wow, you're going like every different wild shirt this evening.
No, I just had to put on some fresh Riz, right?
Nice. I mean, you look beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't want to sit here wet.
Have all kinds of dirty comebacks to that, but I'm going to leave it where it is.
I mean, you can always try to Riz me up. Like it's possible.
No, I'm not gonna. No, we'll keep it clean. But yeah, chat. If you got any questions for Goose, feel free to ask them. I know he's probably got the chat up over there.
Yeah, I could see the people. I know Tyler asked, "What's the story on my 6 shirt?" These were all sold at Walmart, like, I don't know, 10 years ago. And I bought like every cool nature shirt that they had. They had like 10. So I just got I got a section in my closet that's like eagles, bears, wolves, tiger, just a bunch of stuff like that. I got a cool chicken one.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
You know, fun like backstory lore. My first date with my wife was in this shirt.
I mean, you look good. I don't blame her for sticking with it. You know, like you look good, guy.
I mean, like I said, this shirt just has impeccable Riz.
Yeah.
Wear it, then immediately wifed up.
Brian saying hi, Goosey Poo, and Martin saying,
hello, Brian.
You look like a pimp.
We try our best.
No, she got taste.
Bad taste, but.
So the fact that we recovered on FOMC here, right? Like, I honestly wanted to see a little more downside out of that push. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like that we pumped right back up into the last couple days range, right in the center of it pretty much.
Yeah, it was kind of weird with all, like, FOMC was like extremely neutral, and we kind of expected that. I don't know if like market was anticipating maybe something more, but I mean, we essentially closed right where we opened. I mean, I know we had that pump right at open, but besides that, I mean, it was really kind of a nothing burger day for FOMC, as well as all like the Trump stuff that came out today as well.
Savvy Wes's bear now closed the markets. So I do have to give you credit where credit's due, right? And I said it in my Discord earlier today. Guys, I will 100% full admit I have never been a good short side trader. Never been a good short side trader. I'm a much better, more comfortable long side trader. Like, anybody that has watched me trade for a long period of time knows that. I'm more comfortable on that side of things, but with watching how the market reacts before the bottom falls out, right? And having the glizzy indicator on and watching what's happening when that thing is printing, and the short side glizzy prints that do play out almost like that. It's really, really helped me locate, even when glizzies aren't printing, short side trades around my levels a lot better, a lot more clearly. So I have to give you props on what you've programmed or what you've coded into your indicator itself, because it's definitely pinpointing market conditions, ideal market conditions for those kind of moves, and it helps me see the short side a little bit more clear. I've always been okay with seeing the long side, but the short side I have not, admittedly. I don't know why.
Yeah, and I know we talked about it the other night in chat a little bit when we were in that Discord call. And like for me, it really just gives an idea of like where we're gonna have the good explosive like level touches. Like we have our levels, right? With the this is all I'm saying, this for the expected range at least, but we have our levels, like what you got on your charts right there. Like we all have those, but for me, what the expected range gives is like I know when we're more likely to bounce a level versus chop a level regarding of like where it's located at within the expected range.
Right.
And that's where like it really comes in like helpful for me, because if we're testing one of my levels, because I have levels like what you do right there, if we're testing one and we're like in the middle of the expected range, I usually just avoid it, because I'm like, we're probably going to chop around this level a lot, and it's not going to be like, I'm looking for like the center of POC to probably be where my level is, because people are going to be interested in it, but we're not going to be explosive. But if I have a level like right on the edge of expected range, and I'm looking for that level to probably be a good rejection, like explosive type test, and then if we get a glizzy on top of it, I mean, that's just even better. But that's really like a big base of like how I've been able to, I guess, sort of filter out my trades, is just like using the expected range and that kind of value, and like knowing like what side I should be on, like where we're at, and then also like where I should be playing and not playing. But it is also kind of weird, like the math that goes into the expected range, the fact that it is respected like it is always like a little mind-boggling to me as well.
Those lines do act, they do act as resistance or support a lot, I've noticed. A lot.
They do, and it's like weird how coincidental that is, just because of like I just essentially went back through like years and years of data, and it's kind of just like a standard deviation of sorts with a little bit of extra math added into it, but it's crazy like how well respected it actually is.
It's brilliant. Like I said, it's the most well put together, accurate. I mean, obviously, pull news and high volatility situations aside, that indicator that I've seen, and I'm not an indicator trader. I'm just not. I've never found any success with them. I know other people do, but I just never have. I have pivots on my chart just to know where they're at, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't necessarily. I'm not a floor trader pivot guy. You know, like I'm just not. They're there, and I'll take reads off them to see if like we get a reaction off of them. But I'm generally executing off what I determine as support and resistance levels.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, that's and the nice thing about it too, like especially like with your pivots is it's always important to really look at like what's really clear and obvious. Like if you have to think really hard about like, oh, is this a level? Like chances are it's probably not a level. Whereas like the levels that you use, like they're very, very clear support resistance areas, right? You don't have a shitload of levels all over your charts. You have them spaced generally. Like I look at them like they're generally about one harmonic apart, which like is like perfect.
Really?
And then yeah. They're generally
Didn't
your
even know.
levels are like coincidentally like about one harmonic apart.
That's fun.
It is very funny. But so you add in that, and then like I say, your support resistance levels are always very, very clear levels. So like that gives that extra added thing of like you're not the only person looking at that level. Like a lot of people are probably looking at that area.
So, I know I've said this to you before, but I always have a hard time trading all-time highs because of the way that I trade, right? Like my strategy involves looking back in time and seeing lots of tests, you know, both from the top and the bottom side to determine where my support and resistance levels are marked. I explained this the other night in the voice chat too. Guys, just so when you look at my charts, the NQ, all my boxes are 20 points, right? And the reason that they're 20 points is A, the NASDAQ likes those whole numbers. They like the whole round numbers, the 20s, the 80s, the 50s, you know, the psychological levels. For whatever reason, the NAS likes those levels. But B, the 20 points denotes my risk. So if I want, generally the level falls somewhere in this 20-point range. If I'm playing the long side, I generally want the top extreme of my box. If I'm playing the short side, I generally want my entry around the bottom extreme of my box. And then my stop is slightly above or below said box. If that makes sense in simple man terms. And that's how I've traded for a very long time. My risk is defined and my targets are clear. I'm generally targeting level to level. Box to box, so to speak. If it sets up, it sets up, and if I get stopped out, it gets stopped out. On to the next trade. So my strategy is very, very simple, Goose. Like it's so, I know people think there's some sort of crazy magic that I do to find these levels. It's really not. All I do is look at higher time frames and look at where price has gone a lot and wanted to magnetize towards a lot. And
Yeah, like it's the very obvious stuff, which I mean when you break down trading, like it's very easy to be too smart for your own good and overcomplicate trading, but I mean if people would go and like read the auction market theory thing from I can't remember who that was by, I have it linked, but if people just go read auction market theory and like how the stock market works, it's like those really obvious support and resistance levels, like that's how the stock market works. Like that's what people are watching, you know, and then everything else in between is just part of the auction process. It's just, you know, kind of mundane garbage a little bit. And we're just going from those pivots, like we're going from those supply and demand areas. And then in between is just, you know, like the bid part all the way up until the next one or on the way down to the next one, you know, and they're going from those, you know, essentially liquidity pockets one to another.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because the black areas on my chart are just noise to me. When price is in the black areas on my chart, I'm not even interested.
So I want to ask you a question because I think you do this too. I think we talked about it, but like I know I do it. And you know how I was saying like your levels are generally like one harmonic apart? You notice how like most of your levels are always evenly spaced, right? Like
for the most part, yes.
So when we get to where we're grinding all-time highs, and this aligns a little bit with the expected range, but with these, the way we draw our levels too, you have like this kind of expected distance between each level. And when we get to all-time highs, do you kind of like take like a measuring tool and say like, okay, like this is the kind of the distance between my levels. And then, so there's no levels above, right? We haven't gotten to those.
Right.
And then take your levels and essentially extrapolate them upwards. So like, let's say you have an average of 80 points between your levels. And you're like, okay, so this is my highest level. I'm just going to start printing levels, 80 points, 80 points, 80 points, and have kind of like a somewhat idea of where the next resistance level up would be.
Okay, so do you want to know? Because people ask me this, because when we are at all-time highs, I do draw levels above current price. What I did, and it just happened to work, was I would take the recent swing high. As soon as we would get a pullback, I would take that swing high, I would draw fib extensions, and then I would throw the pivots on and see where everything was kind of saying in the general area I should have a level, and that's where I was denoting levels when we get to all-time highs. And generally, there was a reaction there. So yes, similar, very, very similar.
Yeah. So like same but different, but like the same like idea.
Yes. So I was just drawing fib extensions and throwing the pivots on and seeing roughly where they lined up and what made sense on the NAS per se. You know, like, hey, the NAS loves the 20s, loves the 80s, loves the 50s. Knowing that and seeing where the pivots and the fib extensions lined up. If I had multiple indicators lining up in that same general area, I would draw that box. So yes, very, very similar. I don't fully understand harmonic rotations myself. I probably should do a little more research on them. I never really did a whole lot of research on them until I met you, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like they're kind of simple to break down. It's just like, think of the ocean, right? And think of a wave in the ocean. And a wave goes like, it goes up and down, right? All a harmonic is the average size. So like throughout the day, you'll have thousands of waves, right? Your harmonic rotation is just the height of the wave.
Of the wave, yeah, okay.
That's all it is. Because the market moves in waves. The market does not move from 18,000 to 21,000 in a straight line unless there's news, right? It's a very up and down kind of move up to get to the next level, or down to the next level. I mean, it's up and down. So depending on the time frame you're on, your harmonic depends on your time frame. And all the harmonic is just kind of judging the average size of those waves. And that's what on the Glizzy Clipper, that's what the goose momentum thing is. That just measures your average
so how does harmonic. How does it calculate? Does it take like a certain set of data? Because obviously every trading session is different, right? Like the range
so
is different.
It's taking your most recent data within, I can't remember I'd have to pull up my code to see the exact amount of bars that it's pulled. That's why you need like full previous day data as well, because you have to be able to pull enough data for that stuff to calculate. Same thing with the expected range. You need the full prior day data.
Yeah.
So you take that full prior day data as well as the data that's printing right now, and it essentially calculates what the average size of that move is. It's much just like any other oscillator. The only difference is I changed a few inputs to be for what I wanted to calculate, and that's essentially all it is. So when we're maxed out on the momentum indicator, when we're maxed out to one side or the other, it's essentially just saying that we've moved at least one full harmonic rotation in that direction. So if we're maxed out at -90 or -100, on the momentum indicator, that just means that we are at least one full harmonic rotation to the downside. And then same thing, if we're at +100, we are one full harmonic rotation to the upside. And if we're at 0, that means we're in the middle of the garbage. Don't even worry about it, because we're in the middle of either a big consolidation area or the middle of whatever this move is.
Okay, it's making a little more sense to me now. I just have never implemented it. I got so frustrated in the beginning, Goose, right? When I started learning how to trade with everything that you find, all the crap that you find on the internet, and everybody trying to basically sell you that their strat is the best strat out there. And I went down that rabbit hole. I'm sure you did too. I'm sure everybody in the chat did. We all went down that rabbit hole. And then I realized something. I was like, I can tell where price needs to go to is like kind of magnetizing towards, let me just strip all this stuff back and see what happens. And as soon as I did that, all of a sudden I was profitable.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I did that, all of a sudden I was profitable. And I was like, you know what? You don't need to be a rocket scientist in order to trade well. Like, you just don't need to. As long as you're patient, A, and B, you have one thing that works over and over and over again, and you can recognize that pattern over and over and over again. And then you just wait for that one pattern, ideally.
Yep. You only need to specialize in one setup. I mean, that's also why futures are like sometimes looked at with a sour eye as being like way more difficult than stocks.
Mm-hmm.
Because usually with futures, we just focus on one ticker every day, right?
Yeah,
so a lot of times we maybe try to force something that's maybe that setup just really doesn't come that day or that week. Whereas like stock guys, like penny stock guys or small caps, whatever they're doing, they scan thousands and thousands of tickers and they don't give a rat's butt about what's going on news-wise with that ticker. All they're looking for and what their scanners are set up to do is look for one setup that is going on within thousands of tickers, and they might get 10 tickers out of those 1,000 that are printing their setup. They look at it, choose the best one, put in their risk, and then let it ride out. And so they're trading only one single setup every single day, whereas us, as the smart idiots we are, we're trying to squeeze stuff that's not even out. We're trying to squeeze stuff out of a ticker that we're just looking at all day, and maybe trading stuff that's not even there. So maybe that's kind of why futures can be somewhat difficult. But like you said, if you just focus on the one setup, keep everything simple, and then be patient, you can find a lot of success in futures, especially with the way the leverage and the taxes work on it as well.
Yeah, and it's not. It's Savvy mentioned something here that's very important that I think we should talk about as well. It's not just that either. It's to develop a plan pre-market. Like, you have. I don't know how many guys just wake up and go to the charts and start trying to trade and execute, right? Like, I think people underestimate the amount of time that you and I have put into doing what we do, and chart studying and back testing, and the amount of work outside of the trading desk that we've put in to get to where we are, right? Like, I've taken my lumps. I have taken my lumps. Luckily, I didn't lose a lot of money while I was taking my lumps. I was smart enough to start on sim, on practice, and trade on practice for 2 years. 2 years I traded on practice count before I ever even threw any real money into the markets. But yes, having a trading plan is key. I think it's key. Goose's trading plan is tied into an indicator now, very nicely.
Yeah, I mean, I essentially I automated my trading plan, but it's still like the same, like. Yeah, I don't have to wake up and manually, because before I was manually putting in the expected range on every ticker every day. I was manually drawing my harmonics, going back and looking what the harmonics were being. Like, I was manually doing everything. I just have it all automated now. But it's all one, like, it's just one strategy that I have automated.
Yeah.
And now I can look at that across a bunch of tickers, and I just take the best one. But, I was talking to Joel today. We were kind of discussing, like the highs and lows of trading, and, how easy it is to get low on yourself. And, I was telling him, like, man, I failed more times than like most people have even attempted. Most people have even tried. I've had more failures than they've even tried. So it's just like,
well, you've been trading how long now? 10 years?
Not quite, but like, it's been a while. And like, especially in those first years, and even like still today, like, I still spend more time at charts than most people. But it's just, it's just putting in those reps and really, you decide if you want to do this for realsies, like, invest it, lock the F in and do it, and then eventually you can get to a point where you're like Brian, he's an amazing trader, right? But he's been doing it for 25, 30, maybe even like 100 years. He's been doing it longer than I've been alive.
Yeah.
You know? So like, yeah, sometimes they're like, oh yeah, Brian just shows up to the charts, but like Brian's been doing it longer than most of us have been alive, you know, like he has his playbook and everything, and he knows, like he doesn't exactly have a plan, but like every day he could show up and he executes, you know, those trades that are with it. Like he knows what a good trade is, and he has the discipline to wait for it, you know? And eventually we can get to that point, but you don't get to that point without walking in and grinding to get to that point.
And I'm sure Brian took his lumps in the beginning as well, you know? He's everybody does. Everybody takes their lumps. When people ask you, hey, can you teach me how to trade? What do you tell them?
I tell them, go to my YouTube.
I tell them, A, do you have $10,000 you're willing to lose that you don't care to lose? And B, do you have 2 years of your time?
Yeah, I mean, it takes at least... So the way I always look at it is it takes at least 1 full year of sitting at charts every day to learn all of the different news cycles, seasonality changes, holiday, and contract rollovers. Because every single rollover is different, every holiday is different, every season's different, you know, just experiencing all the different seasons of trading, because that is so, everything is so different. I mean, just look at the difference between last August to now, like how many different market environments we've had. And to be able to experience all of that, okay, now you also have to add in a year for trying all the different bullshit strategies that you're going to try to learn just to end up at, you know, like a blank chart. But because you don't know and you've never tried it, you have to try. You have to try a week at this strategy, a month at this strategy, a couple months at this strategy, you know, and learn all the reasons why things do and don't work. So there's going to be another year added on top of it. Because let's be honest, the first year, you generally have no idea what the heck you're doing. You're just shooting from the hip. And then year 2, you kind of have an idea of what you're doing. Now you're trying to figure out how to execute. And it takes that full second year to kind of develop, you know, an idea of how to execute. And by God's graces, if you have the discipline and kind of get lucky, year 3, you might be profitable, right? But most of the time it's going to take, you know, it could take even more of that. But let's be real. Most people, when they hit after a few months or a year of, you know, just getting their teeth kicked in and not having an idea what's going on, and, you know, not everyone's fortunate to find a room of good people or mentors to learn from, like most people give up. So, you know, if you're able to survive, you know, 2 years, chances are you're probably gonna figure it out, or you're really, really dumb and you're gonna lose a lot of money. You know, like those are like kind of the two options.
Oh, we missed the short. That's okay.
I had no intention. I kind of liked the long off the gang sign on the 5-minute on YM, but then it kind of got stuffed.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same trade that I took this morning. It's looking like it.
Brian said he had to step away. We were just talking about how goated in the sauce you are.
Yeah. We said you were saucy.
Yeah, we were just talking goated in the sauce. And Wes called you old. I didn't call you old.
He's lying.
Wes was like,
right now, Brian. Don't let him lie to you. Don't let him lie to you. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to ever tell any trader how to trade, right? Like, that's not something that I want to do, because every trader's different. Everybody has a different psychology, different emotions that they feel. Everybody's going to be different, and there's going to be a strat that works for one that doesn't work for another. So I never want to be that person to be like, no, that's wrong, right? Even though I know the trade is wrong when they're in the trade. I don't ever want to be that person to be like, nah, don't be in that trade, because that's a learning experience, right?
Yeah.
I know people get mad at me when I say, like, I kind of knew the market was heading here, and they get wrecked in a trade and I didn't say anything. But at the same time, I don't want to. Anything that's said on this channel is not financial advice, first and foremost. B, anything that's said in the Discords is not financial advice. You know. But C, like, that's how we learned. Making mistakes. failing.
Yeah, I mean, you have to make mistakes, and like when it comes down to it, like I'm the same way. I don't ever tell people how to trade, but I can tell you what not to do, so you don't make the same mistakes I did. You know, and most of that just comes down to risk management. You know, like I mean, if someone trades with small size, they can have in good risk management, they can have an absolute dog shit strategy, but because they have good risk management, they're not going to dig themselves in a hole.
Yeah.
And if they do ever kind of figure it out or get lucky and hit a home run because they didn't dig themselves in a hole, they can be profitable. I mean, that's like the biggest thing. Most people just trade too big a size and they don't allow themselves enough room to be wrong. So they either have the hole or no account left by the time they hit their winning trade.
And that's where the YouTube thing has come in. Like the influencer, prop firm, copy trading, big numbers thing has really hurt the industry, I think, and really hurt beginning traders that are starting now. Is they see these massive numbers, they see these guys who aren't really great traders the majority of the time, smashing these 20-point trades and making 20 grand.
Yeah. Well, and then the thing that they don't see also is
Palm.
They blow so many accounts. I know I was talking with Joel, like I was talking about to Joel about this, and he's like, you know, sometimes it's tough seeing all these people on Twitter making a lot of money, trading something that I know doesn't work, but somehow they're making it work. And I was like, what you don't see is how many accounts they blow to get that screenshot.
Yeah.
Right? There's always a reason the number at the very end of the Apex account just happens to be blurred out.
Yeah.
Right? And it's because it's usually in the thousands. Like just the last 2 weeks alone, I have seen pretty big influencers, just a combined 3 of them now, because I saw one today, a combined 3 of them between all 3 of their 20 Apex accounts that had money in it. I watched them lose a combined $2 million.
Yeah.
You know, like it's these people, they hit a home run early, and I can tell you what their strategy is, because I've seen them do it and I know a lot of these people. And what they do is, especially because it's easy with Apex, it's cheap, right?
Yep.
What they do is they get their 20 funded Apex accounts that cost them however many grand, and they have affiliate money coming in, right? So this is just cost of business. So they get their 20 Apex funded accounts, they YOLO'd however many to get them, right? And because you only need 3 grand or whatever to get out of the trailing drawdown, let's assume they're doing 50K accounts because most of them are. What they do is they will continue buying and funding accounts, YOLO their first trade with a shitload of size.
Yep.
To get past the trailing drawdown. They don't take their first payout at 3 grand. They YOLO to get, 3 to 5 grand of profit on their first trade with a shitload of size on NQ, hoping to just get a move.
Yep.
And then they fail a few, but if they get 1 to go and they get, 3 to 5 grand of profit, they're out of trailing drawdown. Now they can size back a little bit, trade with 1 mini, and hopefully hit 2 to 3 more of these, big trades. Mm-hmm. Well, now they got enough money to where it gets pretty hard to lose. Mm-hmm. And essentially, like, especially with those accounts, like, once you get over 10 grand of funded account money, it's really hard to blow up. I mean, it's not hard to blow up, but like if you're using the most marginal risk like half-assed risk management of, $500 stop on the day, $5,000 take profit. Like I'm either making $5,000 today or I'm losing 500.
Yeah.
Man, you got a lot of tries to get it right. That's 10 tries to hit it. And that's essentially what they do is they YOLO those first funded ones just to get to a number. So they blow a lot of fundeds in the process. But if one hits, all of a sudden now they have enough money to kind of scale it out of ways. And then, they'll get denied their first couple payouts, but then eventually they'll kind of trade by the rules and get their payout. But that's all those influencers are doing is they're blowing a bunch of accounts just to hit 1 trade.
Yeah.
Then once they hit it, they're kind of good.
Content grabbing is what they're doing.
Yeah.
And not only that,
but
guys,
also,
they have free evals, Goose. They have free evals. I've seen these affiliate structures. They get free evals. They don't even pay for those things. Like
and like I mean, that's the terrible thing about it, but also if you somewhat know what you're doing, it's also the beautiful thing about it too. If you can get paid, I mean, that's the other shitty part about our industry is getting paid is kind of hard sometimes. But so like that's the beauty and the shitty thing about this industry is like you can make a lot of money, but you can also spend a lot of money in that process.
Yeah, I agree. People always ask me like, why don't I size up? Why don't I take more contracts? And I'm like, because I'm comfortable doing what I'm doing and I'm consistently profitable. Why would I agree at a certain point, okay, let's go ahead and size up. Let's go ahead and throw 3-4 minis on at a certain point. But right now I'm comfortable and I'm making enough money to do what I do and live comfortably. Yeah. Why should I change anything right now?
I was having this conversation with Brian not too long ago of, you know, it was a year ago, maybe a little bit more now, but I don't know, it's a little while ago now. I was trading with 1 to 2 MNQ, like just like really, really like the most minuscule size and just getting by, right? Just trading small size. I was making good payouts, but like we went from like paying rent, like trying to just make a little extra money to paying rent to all of a sudden, okay, now I just made my yearly salary, which is really cool, to all of a sudden now we're making like a shitload more money, like kind of really fast. And like I kind of hit a point where like it's like a good spot to be in, but also not a good spot to be in. I kind of scaled a little, like in a good way, but I scaled faster than I was psychologically ready for. Mm-hmm. To where I kind of like hit a plateau, and I'm starting to work past that plateau a little bit right now where I'm sizing up, you know, a little bit more. But, you know, going from 1 micro to 2 micro to 3 micro to 4 micro to, you know, 1 micro at a time is really easy. But then once you hit the mini stage, first off, commissions get like crazy. Like I'm not doing 20 micros.
Right. Yeah.
Going from 1 mini to 2 mini is a lot different than going from 1 micro to 2 micro.
Yeah.
And then adding, you know, those minis in. So like that's been something like I've been working with a lot, because like I really like, for me, the most ideal size to where like psychologically I'm comfortable with it and everything is like 1.5 minis. So it'd be 15 micros, but I'm not paying 15 micros worth of commission, because that's like a shitload of dollars.
Yeah.
Especially if you take, you know, if you're just taking 1 trade a day, it's fine. But if you end up taking like 7, it starts to add up.
Yeah, I mean, what's round trip on a micro right now with your broker?
I don't know with Optimus, because I'd have to I'd have to pull up my.
I know Edge Clear. It's almost illogical to trade. I mean, other than like keeping your risk in check if you have a small account, it almost doesn't make sense to trade micros. You might as well trade the 1 mini.
Yeah, I know for like YM, round trip is like $5 for 1 YM, not MYM. I think MYM is like less, like $3, but still like,
yeah,
man, like $3 is a lot per contract when you're trading 15.
Yeah.
You know, you got to make a hell of a trade just to pay your commissions.
Well, let's put it this way: you can't be a hyper scalper if you're trading like that. You got to go for you got to swing big. You can't take 20 trades a day.
Yeah, for real. So like that's kind of been a little bit of my plateau that I've been in the last couple months. Is like I'm really happy with what I'm making right now. Like to make more would be insanely greedy, coming from like where I've, you know, the progression that I've been on.
I would say that
for one, like I'm like, man, I don't need to make more money, but also two, like I want to keep like scaling up and improving, but the number side, the size that you start throwing when you go from micros to minis, it gets bigger exponentially. So psychologically, it's just a lot harder for me to throw a lot bigger size, even though like it's within my tolerance. Just like seeing those numbers, like I don't like losing $1,000 a day. Like I know it's within my risk tolerance, but like I still want to throw up if I see a negative 1,000. Like,
yeah.
Like I'm not ready. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm
like
right there with you.
trading size. Yes, the upside is really cool, but also you have to increase the downside, and like the increased downside. Like I'm not like if I, like I said, if I see minus 1,000 on a day, like I'm like just so good. Like I'm like, what? Like my life is over because I'm like I'm still used to being like, dude, that's like a week of work.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of know what you post you're pretty open and honest, and you post your brokerage statements, stuff like that. So I kind of have an idea of what you make, but it's more than me, guys, by the way. But I'm probably like 3x from where I want to be annually as far as profits go, right? But you're right, making that 1x to 2x jump is very, very difficult, and I'm not comfortable there yet. So if I was a little more comfortable, I think I would be willing to make that leap. But I'm very comfortable trading. I mean, Goose, I had over a $2,000 trade on one mini today. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
it's
if
like
that's not enough money for you, like I don't know. You got problems.
It's you made that right, and you're comfortable living at home, right? Like it's just like a greed thing. Like you're not greedy, and I'm in the same boat of like, I didn't come for money, right? So like I'm very happy with we got a bid going on right now too. I'm not sure why.
I see it.
But like it's just one of those things of like not being greedy and realizing like how much money you're making. Like I can make $250 a day and be like, holy shit. Like I remember I was making like $50 a day, like on average. You know, like you have losing days, you have winning days, but like average I was making $50 a day, which came out to like, I don't know, $500,000 a month. I was like, holy shit, like this is crazy. But it really wasn't that long ago, you know? And like,
no, it happens fast. Like it does happen really, really fast.
Well, that's the beauty of trade. Like once, like it's like down, like it starts out.
What is
like,
going on? Why are we pumping?
Okay, yeah,
Is there a news headline or something that we're missing? Chat, let us know.
I don't see
and I are over
anything.
here.
I have nothing on my financial juice, but this is like a lot to where like something's going on.
This is like 100-point move in 5 minutes, brother.
North Korean missile likely already fell. I don't know if that's it. Like, do we care about Korea?
It's still going.
No, that was 10 minutes ago. So like, this is like something is happening right now that hasn't hit the news wire yet. So someone has insider trading going on. Like that's because it hasn't hit the news wire yet.
This is
like
crazy.
I don't know if like a missile or like someone got a leak that there's a China meeting going on right now, but that is a huge move.
I mean, we're almost in Glizzy territory with that pump.
Yeah, I mean, don't take it obviously because it's new. We don't know what's going on, but that's crazy that we made this move in like a minute.
That is wild. Absolutely wild. Where's the ES at right now?
I mean, YM just moved 200 points in two minutes.
Yes.
Which is like a lot. And now it stopped, so. Still
yeah,
nothing
SR, I got nothing.
Juice.
I have juice up on my other monitor, and I don't see anything that's worthy of that.
We got no juice.
Just made 770 in 51 seconds. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it, Martin.
Oh, Trump is talking. Big news conference tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern in Oval Office. Major trade deal with a big and highly respected country.
Okay.
So that's it. It's completely speculative. There's nothing behind this outside of someone
flipped the switch.
Yeah, it's just a very vague post from Trump is all. Trade deal. But we don't know with who.
Yeah, that just ripped through right off a central pivot too. Literally right off a central pivot, just ripped. Plot twist, the country is Russia, Martin says. Oh, guys. Yeah, if you're tuned in and you enjoy the content that you're seeing, please hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up button. I'd appreciate it. So we applied for a Take Profit Trader affiliate, right? Got denied.
Really?
Yeah. We're too small.
Throw hands.
Too small. I think 1,000 subs is the line.
The line.
I think yeah. I want to say 1,000 subs is the line.
What is there? Is it just like for like getting a discount on accounts or getting a code for accounts?
Getting a code for accounts. I think it's 1,000 subs is the line.
When you get more subs,
I've been
quick post.
I've been denied by even Top Step because of that.
Yeah,
just too small.
What do you think about? Did you see the news with Top Step today that they are now becoming their own brokerage?
No.
Yes, this is new news. Top Step is starting their own brokerage. So when you move to live, you are moving to a Top Step live account that like they are the brokerage for.
And you have to trade on Top Step X?
I, for love of God, hope not. But I mean,
so
I don't.
Did you see their bonus, their bonus incentive structure that they rolled out yesterday?
No.
They only rolled bonus structure out for Top Step X live accounts.
God, why can't they just make the platform good?
Here's what I'm thinking, and this is conspiracy theory hour right now with Wes. You know the SRO movement that Michael Patok's pushing for, right?
Yeah.
Where the owners of the props are going to be the regulatory body for the prop firm industry. What they're trying to do, I think, is they're trying to get Top Step X wealth charts, you know, these platforms that these prop firms are coming out with, these trading platforms, to all be on the under the Project X sphere.
Umbrella.
Yes. Yeah. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to share traders' private data so that they can say, hey, you can't hedge your position between props kind of deal, because they think that's what's going on.
That's 100%. That is what's going on. That's, I know for a fact. Like, do you remember that Nacho guy? Yeah, that's what he did.
Really?
I know that got exposed through the FTT thing, but like, because they were talking with someone else, and he was quite literally, because he got in trouble with Apex too. He would have his personal account and then his LLC account under different addresses, and hedge one versus the other, and then just take the profits in the ones that made it. Remember when I was telling you YOLO one big trade until you make it?
Yeah.
That's what he was doing, except on two different ones. So like, he was making like a shitload of money because he was hedging. Like, he was making profit in one of these accounts, like regardless, but he was doing it times 40. Like, it was great. Like, he was making crazy amounts of money, but all perfectly legally until these firms changed the rules because of that stuff that he was doing. But it was crazy, and he made so much money.
I understand that. What I don't like is the governing body is going to be the prop firm owners.
Yes, that's not
like
cool
that at all.
At all. No, and if you look in the guidelines of Top Step X, I think they redacted it, but it was posted on Twitter, and then I went and double checked it. Like, in their guidelines, like, they say it was literally in there that they can share that data with other prop firms that are using Project X to prevent hedging from other firms. Like, that is like actually in the written agreement that you sign.
Yep.
So like, that's like super not chill. Like, no. I don't like that at all.
No, that's not chill. I don't like the fact that they say basically they can share your personal information, not just trading, but your personal information with these other companies. Like, I'm not even sure that that's 100% legal in the United States by law.
It is if you sign the agreement.
Okay.
With the Project X. Like, that's one of the reasons like I don't use it, because it's in that fine print. If you sign it, they can, and I don't like that at all. That's why I was like, I'll get my Rhythmic data and I'll just trade that, and I'm just not a big
So when I started Goose, right, like, there was a box when you were signing your paperwork to go funded or live, right? Like, I went directly to live. I never went to a sim funded account when I got through my Top Step. And there was a box that you would have to sign at that time that said, would you like to share your personal data or not share your personal data, right? So that they could publicize that they have a profitable trader if you did make it profitable at that time. And this was a while ago, guys. Keep this in mind. But I checked the box that I didn't want to share my personal data. And I'm wondering if because that account is the one that I have is the reason why I don't get hounded about things, because that's technically the contract that I have signed with TopStep.
Yeah, it is. And you can do the same thing with Apex. You know how like they post the like the trader names and the payouts that Apex does? When you sign that agreement, you can disagree to that part and they'll still give you your contract. So like that way, like your name and stuff, like they can't share it with anyone, like publicly or with other companies.
Because I'm pretty sure that's not in the language of the contract that traders now are signing with TopStep. I'm pretty sure most traders don't even read the contract that they sign, right? Like,
yeah, I would venture to guess 97.3% of traders don't read that contract.
Very specific.
Yeah. Don't ask me how I got that number, but it's pretty. I know that's pretty close.
That was very specific. Holy. Let's see here. Who's in the chat? I haven't looked at the chat in a minute. Sorry, guys. Goose and I get rambling. Did you hear bonus structure? Brian, yes, you did hear bonus structure. However, there are caveats to it, and the math isn't making sense. If you haven't looked at it yet, Goose, take a look at the bonus structure that they have laid out for this thing. Like, it's weird.
Is it by, did Patak post it?
I want to say...
Was it posted by TopStep?
I want to say it's on their Discord somewhere as well. I got an email about it. But
earn over $2,400. Oh, here it is, right here. So you get a bonus based on how much money you make, but this is also based off of your. So you know how you do with TopStep? What is it, 90-10 split, or is it 80-20 split?
It's 90-10.
90-10. So the bonus, essentially, you get your. Looking at it, it looks like you just get your 90-10 split, but it's more if you make less. So like if you make $1 million, you're getting the 90-10 split. But if you make 15K, I don't know what that math comes out to, but it's a little less. But
it's like a 1K bonus, right?
Yeah. But like if you make 20K, you get $5,000 bonus, which is 25% split.
Yeah.
So the percents don't make sense. Like they kind of just like eyeballed the numbers on the way up.
Not at all.
But I bet that number is also based off of like the amount of people that make the level 1 15K is less than. So I know this number from Apex because I've been part of this meeting. So less than 5% of trader, like you know how they say 5% of traders are profitable. We got a glizzy on NQ, but it's news, so not worrying about it.
On ES too.
Yeah, but it's news, so not fucking with news glizzies this early in Globy. So less than 5% of traders are profitable, right? Or less than 5% of traders make it from eval to funded. And now with the cheap accounts, I bet that number is even less because so many people are yellowing. But then 3.5% of the people that get funded actually make it to their first payout.
It's that
so
low.
Not only it's that low, it's 5% of traders fail. So like 5% of people make it to a funded account, and only 3.5% of the people that get a funded account actually get a payout.
Wow. I mean, well, I guess it kind of makes sense, right?
So then you do the math on their margins, and it's absolutely crazy how much money they make.
Yeah, it is crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. And I think they they did that whole 25% jump up because they know that 0.05% of their traders are the only ones who are ever going to hit that target, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah, like it's all paid for, and like they're not doing anything that's not already paid for.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Essentially all they're doing is like they know these numbers aren't getting hit, or they have the math done to where, hey, if we do this, we get this many more people to try to get live. So we get this many more evals and reset fees, which definitely overcome us paying this number out maybe 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Savvy, I see what you're saying there. Makes you feel good. Look, a lot of traders do pass, right? Like, but it takes them 20, 25 attempts to pass one eval because they're YOLOing their accounts.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're just really bad traders, one of the two. So lots of people can say, hey, I've passed at some point in time. But not a lot of people can post a payout certificate, right? Like, there's just not that many people out there who can get payouts. Or if they do, they get one payout, getting lucky on a YOLO attempt on their funded account, and then take the full whatever amount they can withdraw, and then the very next day blow that funded account. I would say that's probably what the course of action for 90 to 95% of the traders out there.
No.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just as guilty of it too. Of like, I don't want to sit in an eval very long. Like, I can afford like it, in like a not bad way. Like, it's not worth my time to trade an eval for like 3 weeks.
No. I agree.
You know?
I agree.
So
you're
like,
gonna make that $140 back or whatever you spent.
I'm gonna make that $140 back. So like, yeah, sure. Like, especially like with Apex, when they're like on sale for like $15. Okay, like sure, I'll spend $30 to $45 per account getting these passed, and then one payout pays, you know, that right back off. You know, if I'm going to go that route. But at the same time too, like if you're still working on just, I wouldn't suggest that unless you're already profitable and have that money to spend from your profits, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're still building up your empire, building up that account, like take your time and do it right, because the worst thing you can do when you're getting started is digging yourself a hole of reset and eval fees, because then it takes a few payouts to pay all that off, and you're digging into your own funds. Like the last thing you ever want to do is dig into your own personal funds to feed, essentially, like, let's be real, we have a gambling addiction. Like pay for your gambling addiction with your gambling winnings, not from, you know, your bank account. Also, this glizzy, like, look at him.
Brother, like I took one today on the NQ that I did not think was going to. I'm not scared of the YM. I mean, you got a little bit of room.
I was kind of looking at YM, but then we got that sell candle too quick. So,
you know, wait for one more push up and the buying to exhaust a little bit. Where's NQ at right now? Let me look at this. Levels wise, I got a little higher for it to go up into 120. Let me look at the DOM real quick. There is a kind of a big order sitting up there at like 110-ish. Or no, there's a big order sitting up at 150-ish. Oh no, is that big? What's up here at 150? Let me take a look. It's almost a 200 block. It's 180 up at 150. On Globex, that's a pretty big boy.
Yeah, looks like I missed the short. I think that glizzy might end up being gas, but like I said, it was a news glizzy, so I wasn't going to take it. Unless it was like...
Dang, Goose, you talked me out of it. I'm joking.
Unless it was like Blue Gato, like I'm not going to poke a trade at it. So, I mean, I'm okay with like waiting. Yeah,
me too.
I mean, like, that's the thing with like the way I trade too. Like, I don't really need a lot of trades a week to make a nice week, so I'm really okay with like, I'll skip a lot of glizzies. Like, I skip a lot of glizzies and just take the ones that really like make sense or align with the level, don't have news, low volatility. Like I will wait on a lot, because just because a Glizzy's posting doesn't mean that that is a trade to be taken. It's just showing you where the prime mean reversion area is. But I still need a reason to think that it's going to mean revert.
I've noticed, so I will never engage in the trade when it's back inside the Kelt. I want my entry to always be either on the Kelt channel or outside of the Kelt channel.
That's gas. That is also the same. I'm in the same boat. If I can get an entry outside of the Kelt, we fall back in the Kelt, immediately move my trailing stop to like just out, like essentially the Kelt is my trailing stop. And then I'm gonna let that thing fall, hopefully to Kelt mid. And if not, if it comes back up outside of Kelt, like then I'll just wait for the next push up and get short again. But I know that like if I can get in outside of the Kelt, I know that I'm in prime territory, because price does not trade outside of Kelts very often. And when it does, that's an environment that I'm not going to be trading in. So, yeah, outside of the Kelt is, that is exquisite.
Yeah. I've learned my lesson about trying to get on late. Let's put it that way. I have learned my lesson. What do we got? DCD waiting for a pullback. DCD. Damn, Wes, how do you know so much about my journey? Oh, when we were talking about gambling, is that what you're talking about? Porch says Globex paying tonight. Yeah, if you were on the long side when that pumped out of nowhere, GG's, by the way. GG's. Happy for you.
W-Riz.
85% of business is conducted inside Kelt. I would say that's probably accurate. I would say it might even be higher than that, wouldn't you?
I would say it's higher. I mean, like the last 2 weeks have been somewhat of an outlier week, like, because I would say it's it's in the 90s for sure. I would put heavy amounts of money, like an egregious amount of money, that more than 90% of business is within the Kelts.
Yeah. I would say that too. I've watched enough of it now to know, even in high volatility situations, the majority of the time price has been hanging out inside the Kelt channel.
Well, like in a high volatility situation too, the Kelts are going to widen generally, unless it's last week where like it's not volatile. We're just trending really, really hard. So like the Kelts don't actually widen. They're just following price, but price spiked and then just kept going in like a straight line, which was wild to watch. Like we were having some crazy huge like non-pullback type moves.
Yeah. Okay. So other than the last 2 weeks, I'm not gonna lie, the last couple months has been some of the most difficult trading of my entire trading journey, career, whatever you want to call it. It was some of the most difficult, and I was still profitable, but it was not easy. It was very stressful trading. More stressful than I've ever been. More stressed than I've ever been trading, actually.
I would say it's been this way since Trump took office. Whenever he actually took office, that's where the most difficult trading, in my opinion, has been. And you can see it really clearly in the options chain as well. Like I check it every morning, and like the maps and where our call and put volume and everything is kind of hedged at, like it hasn't been clean like it usually is in like either bull or bear market. It's been very sporadic. Like the way I see it is it's just a lot of indecision, right? This not the masses are not, overall bullish with maybe this kind of like profit taking throughout the day, or overall bearish with like kind of these levels of support in mind. Like it's just much more sporadic with a lot more indecision is the way I kind of interpret it, the way the options look.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's all like what you said with this pump even. It's all fear and speculation, right? Like nobody knows really what's going on until deals are done. Correct? I mean,
yeah.
It's all just hearsay. Whatever your country's media conglomerates want to throw at you, and that's what everyone believes for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Not what's actually happening.
Yeah. It's just like they're like, oh, it's art.
We are pumping again.
Part of the deal or whatever. But like until the deal's like actually done, like whatever the middle ground of the negotiating process looks like it doesn't matter until the deal's actually done.
Yo. What is going? Okay, NQ's coming up into that level right now. It's coming into that range high.
Yeah, it's coming in really aggressively though.
I know.
I'm scared.
Don't scare me out of it.
I'm scared out of it. I'm chilling.
Here, okay, so here's the overall thing. Here's my read right now. I'm thinking we're coming up to this SMA up here, right? The daily what is my one? The daily 100. We've tested the daily 200 SMA up here at around 20,300. Was the move I called on Friday. We rejected off it. We didn't even get back to the daily 50, and we're pumping back into that daily 200. I'm thinking this daily 100 is probably the target at this point, and that's up around 20,500, just above it right now. So like bigger move structure, I'm thinking that's where we're heading. The question is, where's the entry?
You want to see something crazy?
All right.
Do you have a hourly Glizzy Clipper chart for NQ?
Let me throw it on real quick, and yes, I can do it. Let me make sure. Glizzy Clipper. I'll just throw on the zones. My charts are gonna freeze for a second while it loads, guys. Be patient. All right, dragging it over. Okay, go ahead.
Look at where price bounced, baby. Kelp mid. That's beautiful.
Oh, that is kind of nice. Yeah. That is nice.
That is W Riz right there. We take that. And look at the prior bounce too. Like it's so nice.
Off of expected range too. I actually took the NQ Gliz. Was that an hourly print though?
Now we're inside the Kelps on the hourly, so there's no hourly print, but it still looks. I mean,
yeah, it does look really, really good.
You got Kelp mid and the expected range. It's just absolute sauce. 1 minute post the Glizzy, like.
Yep.
I mean, you have all the sauce. It's Sauce Boss 1000 move right there.
For those of you that are new here, I'm not sure if any of you are new here and lurking and watching. Please hit that subscribe button if you like to support the channel. I appreciate you tuning in. Goose appreciates you tuning in. Secondly,
big preach.
What we're looking at is the Glizzy indicator, the Glizzy Clipper 5000 indicator. It is available. Goose, okay, we have to talk about this because I've been getting lots of questions. Is the Glizzy Clipper 5000 coming to TradingView?
The TradingView?
Yeah.
It's already made for trading. I mean, it's just not for sale, but it's made for TradingView.
Okay.
I'm waiting on my tech guy to graduate college this week so that he can finalize it. But my tech guy is currently in the process of his senior project and graduating. Okay. So give me like a week or two and I'll have it ready for TradingView, Sierra charts, and then I'll have like a better version for Quantower as well that has like sounds and alerts and all that shit.
Nice.
But there's a lot of things in the works. It's just my guy he's occupied right now, so gotta give you
I get that question about 30 times a day, so I just figured I would clear the air here live for everybody to see.
No, TradingView is essentially like done, but it just needs like a couple little things, little button ups.
Okay.
But it's essentially done. And the nice thing about TradingView is you'll be able to set custom alerts. So like if you want to see glizzies on like SPY or Apple or Tesla or whatever you're trading, you can have it set to where like, hey, if an hourly glizzy prints on this ticker, I want to be notified via whatever you have your TradingView hooked up to, whether your phone, email, whatever. That'll be available on TradingView. Whether or not TradingView works or not, that's on TradingView, not me. But it'll be available.
Brother, when Albu watches this back, when the German wakes up in the morning, he's going to light up like a Christmas tree because he will have that thing on about 200 different symbols.
Yeah.
But no, a lot of people have been asking. But for those of you that are new and tuning in, if you wish to see what the Glizzy Clipper 5000 is all about, there is a link in the description down below the video. It is only currently available on Quantower, fully functioning on Quantower. Obviously, you see the prints happening right now. If you're interested in it or want to learn more, check out Banana Bread Trade's channel. He's got a full tutorial video about everything that goes into it on his channel. Very descriptive, I guess I want to say.
Yeah, and like just like a little like bold print right here. Please watch the fucking video I made on how it works and how to use it before you come to me and say like, hey, this doesn't work, or like, hey, what, like, how does, like, what is this? I was like, dude, like, I made a channel that has like everything written out, and then I also like made a really descriptive video on like how everything works. So please like read through all of that.
Yeah. But yes, thank you all for tuning in this evening as well. Now that we got through all that, feel free to hit that subscribe button, click the thumbs up, all the things, all the streamer things,
all the things in this.
Goose, I'm gonna step away for a minute. Have fun with the chat for a minute.
Run far.
All right.
So chat, is anyone short right now? What's up? Water? Why? Oh, from the rain? I'm also going to step away for just a second because she says there's water in the basement. So I'll be right back. Oh, that's not bad. That's that one. But it's Yep, that'll happen when it rains a lot, but no, that's completely okay. Chat, it's all okay. Everything is working how it should. I have a little like French drain thing that catches water that comes in the basement. It's an old house, but not an emergency. Everything, the sump pump and the French drain are all working how they're supposed to, so we're good. I thought I was about to have a really bad night, but we're okay. So we're gonna be okay. I guess Wes, you missed it. My wife came down. She's like, "There's water on the in the basement," and I was like, "Oh no!" Like, because it's been raining a lot. So I was like, my thought immediately goes to flooded basement, but everything's working okay. Like the sump pump and the French drain are working okay. So there's water coming through the backside of the wall like a little bit, but we're good.
Sorry, my mic was muted. I was talking that whole time and my mic was muted.
Yeah, I was watching the stream. I was like, I don't know if like he knows he's muted or maybe
I was muted.
Here, but
I was muted for sure.
Yeah. Riz.
Good on the sump pump working properly.
Yeah. No, I thought I was about to have a horrible night.
It's starting to look interesting.
It's starting to sell.
Oh yeah, golly, dude.
Riz right now.
Yeah. Come on.
Please dump it.
Are
Send it to 0.
Are you in it?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, you're in it. Okay. Screenshot curse, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I got to stop at break even. It's just 1YM.
That's what I was looking at too.
But we'll let it'll either fall back down to Kelp mid or.
No, you got NQ's going to drag it.
I'm in a horrible spot right now, so I'm assuming I probably get tagged for break even, but it was worth a little shotty shot.
NQ's probably back into 50. There's a block down here just below 50.
Catching a bid. She's gonna get my break.
Oh no, there is still that bid up at 152.
Yeah, gonna be rude.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the draw is right now. Probably 150.
Yeah. It's just like I'm not in above the Kelp. There it goes. Yeah, they got my break even. Rude.
I saw you looking to the side, looking at things. I'm like, this guy is in a trade. I step away and he clicks the button.
I didn't like, I got short, and like right when I got short, it flushed. So my fill was like not great. Where I clicked short at, and then where like price moved to when it filled me was like just that split second of like, ah, shit. So my fill was like kind of garbage. There it sells this. But that's okay.
Yeah,
There'll be
jumpy.
better setups.
Yeah,
there'll be better setups, but I'm a little sad on that one. I probably.
Let's see what's ES doing on the Gliz right now. It's still clicking. It's right at Kelp band. 56.
Yeah.
If I can get a 5680 above 5680, I might give it a shot because you're only risking 3 points roughly.
I think I'm gonna be really sad.
I think you are too.
Really sad. I think so, but I.
Yeah, we get punched in the gut pretty frequently.
You know what? I will return in like 5 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead. So chat, how we feeling tonight? He's got to check the water situation, I'm sure. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've been pretty waiting for this dump. Yeah, I don't know. See, here's what has me scared, right? Is this guy sitting up here at 150 on NQ. It's going to drag the other indexes with it when it does make that push up there to grab this order. And there's even a little bit of liquidity resting above up here into 180 and 200. I'm scared that might be the draw, because I don't really see. I mean, I see this order down here, but this is a ways lower. Like the bigger draws are to the upside right now. So I have a feeling that we might be going higher. I don't know if we're gonna get the full-fledged dump. We could, but
all I heard was dump.
Yeah, that's right. But the draws are definitely on the Dom for NQ. They're definitely higher than lower right now.
I'm not sad anymore though.
What you got there, guy? What was that a bottle of that you just ripped?
Pecan praline.
Oh,
it's
nice.
It's bottled like pretty close. It's bottled here in Kansas, but it's really, really good. I accidentally poured way too much, but
I got water.
I had enough water today. I need to focus a little bit less on my health to focus on trading.
So, I'm not gonna lie, the Globex streams have been nice. What a change!
Dude, we got like what, 38 watching right now? Like that's busted.
Almost 200 views.
Yeah, that's W Riz right there.
Almost 200 views. Anybody new that's here hanging out, welcome. Appreciate you tuning in.
It helps that the market's like actually moving tonight too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like the last couple times we've done it, like it didn't move the whole time.
The last 2 Globex streams, I didn't take a single trade. I called a couple trades out that my chat was able to catch, but I was too busy chatting at the time and being distracted.
Yeah, that's the tough part about streaming and trading is like I get into the same problem with Discord sometimes. I'll be talking shit in Discord and then look over and be like, oh no, the move I was waiting for.
Yeah, so it doesn't bother me so much. That's what is nice. That's another positive to doing the Globex streams. Is RTH is when I make my money, right? Like that's when the market's moving the most. It's really helped me focus back in during that time period where I need to make my money, and makes it so that I can chill and hang out and not be overly concerned about catching a trade or making that money in the first 2 hours of market open anymore. I can chill, hang out, give my read, give my analysis. You know, the chat can listen, give my insights, and then just basically have a good time and hang with the boys and girls if there's girls here. Yeah, exactly. So it's been a nice transition. I mean, obviously, if the channel starts getting bigger and there's enough demand to go back to RTH, I'll stream RTH again. I think I am gonna try like a power hour, like Monday maybe, like do like the last 2 hours of the market. But I think trying to compete with the big boys who have 100, 200, 300,000 subscribers is just impossible. I'm not gonna steal viewers from them.
Nah, not enough market share too, you know. I used to do a Friday power hour stream every week, but then it came to a point where I realized that if I'm done trading at like 9 a.m. on a Friday, like,
yeah,
I'm gone.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not gonna hang around all day just to stream for like this 1 hour and get 17 views. I'm gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I bounced. So I kind of stopped doing that. I in the winter I should do it more because there's nothing going on. But now we're back into summer season, and it's like it's. I mean, I have a tough time being inside at all anyway. Which luckily, thank goodness for trading via mobile.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like being outside, so it's tough to be inside very long.
Yeah, I literally think the only RTH stream I'm going to do for the immediate future is going to be trading with the boys on Friday. And that's just because it's fun. It's a chill hangout.
Yeah. If we really wanted to ruin our sleep schedule, we could stream London. Like, not tonight, obviously, but like at some time. Catch a London glizzy, dude. Like, absolutely. Although the time we do it, we probably won't get a London glizzy, and we'll just look stupid. But
RW, yeah. Oh, you mean in Goose's and Fred, the voice chat where Goose and Brian and Chris and I were chatting?
That was nice having Chris on. He dropped some good knowledge in that chat that we had. That was a very good chat that we all had that night. Yeah,
Chris, I like the guy. He opens up to me. I think he opens up to you. He definitely, for newer traders, it will not give away information. Let's put it that way.
But I mean, he did a really good job of explaining why, though. Like,
yeah.
I can see why he talks the way he does. Just from like what he was saying, is like it's really hard to. So many people that were just wanting buy and sell. You know, tell me when to buy and sell, not really wanting to learn like how and why. So he kind of gave up. So like,
well, he's put in a lot of work to get to where he is, and
yeah,
I think he just wants people to show that they're willing to work as well, right? Like,
yeah,
if you're willing to show that you're gonna do your homework, he'll open up. But if you're not, like you're saying, if you're just looking for him to be your signal service, he's not down with that. I don't think anybody's down with that.
Yeah.
You know, like learn, educate yourself a little bit.
Do a learn.
We all had to do it, and we had to do it the hard way. I didn't have anybody. RW, Chris is probably, so he's in both of our Discords. I've been trading with him for a couple years. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's probably the best ES trader I've ever been around. And he doesn't trade from charts. He just trades from the DOM. But you look at his entries and his exits, and they are generally every major swing in the market, would you say, Goose?
Yeah.
I mean, every leg that the market makes, he's on it, and usually top or bottom entry.
Oh, Mega Mind says, teach a man how to fish. I forgot the rest of the saying. The rest of the saying is, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he will lose thousands of dollars in NQ.
Oh, that's great. But no, Chris he's a really, really good trader. Really, really good.
He has W Riz.
Yeah,
for sure.
He's top tier. I'm surprised that Goldman Sachs hasn't swooped that man up. Quite frankly.
Well, he probably listens to them talking. He's like, I'm not sharing my shit with you guys either.
Well, he doesn't just come out and say what he's looking at. He's not like, hey, I got a naked point of control up here at 5,700. I'm getting short because I see sellers stepping in. You know, he's not going to say that. Whereas you and I are a little more open with what we see when we get, or if somebody asks what we see.
I put a big fucking arrow on my chart.
Yeah. yeah.
You know exactly what I see.
You literally coded what you see. But no, he is. He's the best. He's the best. Sometimes annoyingly the best. Because we all, I don't know about you, Goose, but we all kind of want to be the best trader in the world. You know, like deep down. I mean. Trading's kind of a competitive business, but at the same time, I know my place. You know, I'm an average. I'm an average trader, an average profitable trader. Let's put it that way. I'm nowhere near elite status.
Yeah, and it's crazy the levels too, because like even like the biggest that I'll ever get trading, I'll still be nowhere even near the size of like some of those like big traders. I remember, so I have a fun college story for you.
All right.
Of like how a stupid amount of money some people have. I am a sophomore in college. I'm just trying to think of the year here. Sophomore in college. I'm in petroleum engineering, and obviously there's a lot of Saudi kids in petroleum engineering at KU because Saudis pay grants, come to get there, and then, you know, Saudi is mostly oil, right? So some Saudi kids, and there was this one kid. Fun fact, he was actually top 3. He was 3 of the top 10 players in Clash of Clans. He had 3 different phones that ran full time. Like, if you know what Clash of Clans is,
like in the world?
Yes, in the world. He was Dexter. I met Dexter from Clash of Clans, which is like one of the #1 guys on the leaderboard in Clash of Clans, like in the world. Okay. Really good. He actually had 3 of the top 10 accounts. Like he had multiple accounts. So he was really good at that. He had a lot of money. He had like 3 iPhone 10s at the time, whatever was the new phone at the time. And he was like stunting new Yeezys, had a fancy BMW. And was dumber than a box of rocks. Like I could like this dude graduated with a petroleum engineering degree, and if you showed him a rock, he would probably not even know that it's a rock. You know, like he was literally dumber than the rock.
Okay.
But they had money, so they got to pass the classes, whatever.
Right.
But I remember we are going from class to, we were going out to dinner one night with this kid. And we're on our way back from dinner. We were talking a little bit about trading because I was talking about, I don't remember the name of the stock that had moved a lot, but I posted it on my Snapchat, and then he was like, oh, hey, like I trade a lot too. Like, and we got to talking. He was trading crude oil futures at the time. And I watched this dude put a 20, like on his cell phone at the time, do a 20 lot on crude oil futures.
What?
And I watched the P&L go. This is a real money account. This was not a sim account because I was looking at it, and I watched the P&L go up and down 40 grand, like at a time, like with just like huge amounts of money moving. I was like, dude, like that's a lot of money. And he's like, I'm not even risking 1%. And then like he showed me the account value. He's got like 20 million in his trading. I was like, why the hell are you at school? And he was like, my dad said I had to finish school so that I could like be like inherit the family business or whatever. And he's just got like this ridiculous amount of money.
That is,
and I was like,
I don't even know if I'll ever be able to do that. Like, even if I have money, I don't know that I can watch those swings without clenching my cheeks.
I saw with my own eyes negative $40,000, and he didn't even care. Like he was like, he's like, oh, if it goes negative 100,000, I'll probably close. I was like, you'll probably close? What do you mean? And then he ended up making, I think he ended up closing for only like 10 grand on the trade. Like he closed like only 10 grand, right? But
Yeah.
he closed for 10 grand on the trade. Just because we had gotten to our location, he's like, I'll close it now. We're busy.
That's
I was
so
like, we're
ridiculous.
busy. You're up 10 grand right now. He's like, I had nothing.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Like it's a whole, like I got humbled so hard. Like I was already poor.
Right,
Eating ramen noodles at home.
Yeah.
Right? No money, no nothing. And then you just got this guy. Like I watched like more money than I had made to my life at this point flash before my eyes in like the span of a 5-minute car ride from the Mexican restaurant to the party that we were going to. Like it was crazy. But it's just like so much more money than like we could ever fathom. Because this is just the dude's trading account has 20 million in it, right? Like not this isn't like his bank account or like all the family money that they have. This is just his trading account. Like this is ridiculous.
That's just a life I'll never I mean, maybe we'll know it one day, Goose, if we all trade and hang out together for a while, but like I don't know that I'll ever be comfortable watching $20,000 swings in seconds, man. $40,000 swings in seconds and just not batting an eyelash.
Phase him. Yeah, it didn't even phase him.
Crazy.
And it's just like he's either like I said, he was dumb, but like at the same point in time, like he's got a lot more money than I do. So what can I say? Like
yeah. That's why you watch like some of the big streaming traders or some of the big streaming gamblers, and you're like, oh, they just lost $1 million in one night, like in like a couple hours time span. Like, are you actually kidding me right now? Are you actually kidding me right now?
It's just like I said, it's a whole when we look at ourselves as traders and even the traders we know, like we're like, oh man, that's such a crazy level. But then like there's whole leagues that we're not even seeing.
Yeah.
Because like you get to a certain point when you're in a certain league, like why would you when you're making millions, like hundreds of millions per trade, like why would you even bother streaming? Like you there's no reason to. You're gonna be at a beach with like 10 bitches around your side, on your yacht, like you'd be chilling.
At that point it becomes a narcissistic thing that, hey, look at me, I want to be famous.
Exactly.
I mean, a lot of guys that reach that status have that trait within them. Not to say they're likable people, but people gravitate towards them because of the money and the image,
Yeah. And then Miami says, yeah, you get 20 million, put it in a high interest bonds or CD cycles, and you make 800K a year. And like,
exactly.
Once you have a lot of money, like your money will make money for you if you have enough money.
100%.
Like there's no reason for those people to ever work again. So then money becomes like a non-issue. Like as long as you're not dipping into the funds that are making your money, like it's literally not like it's not even a thing to them.
Even take a quarter of that, take 5 million and throw it into it. Like your 200K a year is enough to live on comfortably, right? Like
very. Yeah.
You can live comfortably on 200K a year. If you have 5 million in a trading account, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Take 4 of that and throw it into something that's just interest bearing and live off that. And then if you love trading that much, take the $1 million and trade with that, or the 500,000 out of that and trade with that and have your fun, but there is zero reason to have 20 million in a trading account. I'm sorry. There's just not.
Yeah. Well, at that point, do some fun with like scaling, right? And do some compounding. Because you want to know something crazy. If you want to talk about like quick math here, if you start with $500, you are only 7 trades away from making $1 million if you have a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio.
What?
Yes.
Okay, 2-to-1. So 500.
Okay, so let's do the math here. So let me get out my calculator so I can tell you the exact numbers. So you start with. So it's important to remember that in this process, you have to think of all 7 of these as one trade, right? All 7 of these are just one singular trade. So your risk total is $500.
Okay.
Right? So you start with 500, all right? And now you 2-to-1 it. You make $1,000 off your 500. Now you have $1,500, right?
Okay.
So that's one trade.
Yeah.
So we're at one trade. You have $1,500 total.
Yep.
2-to-1, you're 1,500, which you make 3,000. Now your total. So you risked 1,500, right?
Mm-hmm.
To make 3,000 more. You doubled that, right? Now you have 4,500.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So now you have 4,500. That's 2 trades. All right. So you're at 4,500 after 2 trades. Now you do the same thing. 4,500 to 9,000. Oops. That's 13,500 after 3 trades.
Okay.
Okay. Do it again. 40,000 after 4 trades.
Okay.
121,000 after 5 trades. Okay, now we're at 6 trades. We're at 364,000. And one more time, 7,000 or 7 trades. You're at $1,093,000. Now, I mean, there's caveats to this with like contract sizing and everything. But at the end of the day, if you have a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio and you do all your math and everything within your bounds,
That's
7
wild.
trades gets you to
DCD,
7 trades at
DCD, don't
2 to
listen
1.
to this conversation at all. DCD,
Yeah.
go to sleep, DCD.
But I mean, you can scale that back, right? You can start with 100, you know, and if you do 100,
That's crazy
times-
to think about, though.
if you do 100 times 7 trades, that's $600,000.
That's why you have to leave. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, you get into trouble with contract sizing in futures. So you have to, like, you're never going to get to that 7th trade unless you have like extremely wide TP and stop loss, because your contract sizing is going to get crazy. But even still, if you compound that over 3 to 4 trades, which is completely doable within your contract size limiting, you know, 3 to 4 trades makes a shit pot of money.
Yeah. Probabilities come into play there, but it does go to show that if you are patient and are willing to wait for the A++++ setup very quickly, you could be sitting very pretty on your account size.
But here's where the probabilities can start to work in your favor. It's like, we'll get even deeper down this rabbit hole.
All right, we'll go down the rabbit hole. That's fine.
So hitting 7 trades in a row, 7 trades in a row is very difficult. Like, I have only done that a select amount of times where I actually got full take profit, like so many times in a row. Hitting 7 is like nearly impossible. But you don't have to hit 7 trades in a row off one rip. Let's just say you want to hit 2 trades in a row at 2 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
That is completely doable. Like, we can hit full take profit twice in a row pretty consistently, honestly. Like, that happens maybe a couple times a week where you get your full take profit 2 times in a row, right? So we'll wait for 2 A+ setups and we'll get our full take profit. I'm just going off $500. Like, I'm just doing 500 because it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Hit your take profit 2 times in a row, 1 time off your $500 risk. You have $4,500. Now you cash out that $4,500. So now you have 9 attempts at making 3 times in a row. Okay? So now you have 9 attempts to make 3 trades in a row, which is 13,500. So if you just hit it 3 times in a row, 1 time in that 4,500, now you've tripled your account, essentially. So once you hit the 3 times in a row, you now have 13,500, and you now have 27 attempts to try to hit 4 in a row. And you see what I'm getting at is if you hit it, your probability you get more chances at getting that probability. The hardest part is just getting the 2 in a row the first time.
Yeah.
if you can hit the 2 in a row the first time, then the math starts working a lot in your favor. But also on top of that, like I said, don't do this. This is not financial advice. I'm just saying that the math part, the cool part about the math is like once you hit the first time in a row, and if you have a strategy where you're confident in your ability to hit 2 of these in a row, like what an A+ setup looks like, and you have the discipline and everything to wait, like you can start kind of scaling this a little bit and maybe taking a shot at it. But at the same time, if you can't hit 2 trades in a row, we're not confident in your strategy, like you don't want to start taking those losses. So maybe you need to scale way back and start $50, like $50 loss or $50 risk, and work your way up from there. But that's kind of like,
that's wild, bro.
Compounding. It really has a lot of advantages if you know what you're doing, are able to do it correctly. But here's where, like in our world, it's also kind of like not messed up, but like rigged against us, is prop firms will not let you do this. You have a contract size limit, and then they'll get you on like consistency and trading, and they don't let you compound like that. Like,
well, you'd
most firms, yeah, well, you bankrupt them, but then also they'll pull the whole like, oh, you're not trading consistent strategy, you're not trading consistent sizing, blah blah blah, yada yada yada, like trailing drawdown, all this stuff. They won't let you compound. This is something you can only do in a personal account. So that's where it gets a little bit more difficult, especially with contract sizing, because like I said, everything's exponential. So you have to essentially times 3 every time you move up to the next like level. So like you immediately run out of contract sizing really, really quick if you're on like prop firms, where you have to be on a personal account with enough size to kind of deal with the math portion of this. But I like nerding out over stuff like that because it's really, really cool, and I may or may not have like tried this a few times.
You can neither confirm or deny. Oh.
I can neither confirm or deny, but like let's just say like it works. The only problem is, like I said, you run into contract sizing limits and problems. Like getting filled on 47 contracts on trade 6 is kind of hard, but like you don't have to go all the way to trade 6. You can just do trade 4 a lot of times.
YM did you dirty, by the way.
Yeah, you know what? It's pretty messed up, and that's why my drink is getting more empty.
Yep.
I'm taking a drink every time a new candle goes down.
Yep. Definitely did you dirty. I just looked at the charts again after listening to that. It was like, oh no.
I'm not too mad though, because I would have been stopped out on that had I not moved my break even. Like my actual trade, no matter what, that was going to end break even or stopped. Like I was getting break even essentially no matter what on that trade, because we ended up having that next wick up. So I'm not that upset. Like my actual execution of the initial entry was poor. So like I'm not too bummed.
All right, because I get a lot of questions like throughout the day, like why don't you trade lower time frames? Why don't you trade the 1 minute? Because really, I only have the 1 minute to trade the glizzy signals, right? And I always execute on the 5 minute. So look at the upper left right now on NQ on the stream, on my 5 minute. Look at where I have the level.
Oh yeah, just perfectly in there, isn't it? And you got a perfect gang sign right up into it. Like that's gas.
Tap and go. Then you come over here and look at the glizzy. Right.
Yeah, that is just absolute gas. And like trading next to the 5 minute, I do that too with YM to check the gang signs. If you get a gang sign out of glizzy, like that is.
I mean, look at this. Look at this. What is this?
That is
4 points, 5 points of drawdown, maybe.
Yeah, that is W Riz if I've ever seen it.
Because the level up here is actually like, I think it's like 125 is the actual level, and then obviously with my box strat, I have the 20-point box. But yeah, that's guys, if this is a setup you take every time. And
yeah, that is W Riz.
Yeah, that's big time. That is big time. Holy, we are at 210 views on this stream, Goose.
we're booling.
Yeah, that's quite a bit for an RTH or like a Globex stream. I didn't mean RTH.
Yeah, I apologize to everyone that had to listen to my nerd out like math rants.
No, but like it makes sense. I mean, that's probably how professional gamblers do it. You know, they just play the probabilities and play the odds and wherever they can find the best probabilities.
Yeah, and if you have a bankroll to work with, like you can really
too.
kind of
That too.
like I mean that's how I trade most of the days anyway. Like I focus really, really hard and like this for me psychologically. I know we talked about it earlier, but like it's really important for me to win my first trade. Because if I win my first trade of the day and like not like a break even like I got, but like getting like a full take profit,
Yeah.
full profit target. If I get that full profit target in my first trade of the day, whether it be for $100 or $1,000, doesn't matter. Whatever my initial plan is, if I can hit that, then no matter what, on the rest of the day, I know I'm gonna have a green day.
Right.
Because what I do is like I'll ration out. Like let's say I make $300 on my first trade.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then I'll just tell myself, okay, no matter what, I'm ending the day plus $100. And it may be copy traded times however many accounts, right? But like no matter what, I'm ending the day plus $100. So what I do now is I'll take that $200 on top, like, so I have my $100 trailing stop on my P&L, but I got $200 on top of that because I made $300 on my first trade.
Mm-hmm.
I got $200 to work with for the rest of the day. And so I'll ration out my trade risk-wise to make that make sense with how many attempts I think I'm going to need. And then I either hit my next couple trades and like build my bankroll even higher, or I take one or two losses and I end up no matter what plus $100 on the day. But like if I can hit that first trade of the day, I have a green day no matter what. So like you'll see like my calendars are usually pretty green like across the board, but it's just because like that's
how you do it.
The strategy I have like laid out for myself, because I know that if I start the day red, I'm more likely to end red than if I start green. I know for a fact I am ending green no matter what.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's easier said than done, but like that is.
Well, yeah,
how, like,
because if
I
it
will
does
be
come back
extra
to your 300 or 200 or whatever you've locked in for the day, whatever your minimum profit for the day is going to be, you lose that next trade. You're watching the market move around. You see another setup. What's your intuition telling you to do? Take that trade. Like, oh, I can make a lot more, but you don't take that trade, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't take that trade.
Yep. Okay.
Because I botched. I already fucked up enough to not have that next trade. So it's like I obviously don't see the market good right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need to be taking like. I think there's a trade setting up, but obviously my performance tells me that that trade probably isn't setting up. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. It makes total sense.
Because like with me, I'm either like completely on where I'm really good, or I am horrifically far off. Like there's not like I don't have a lot of like medium days outside of just like myself botching like a good trade setup. Like I mean I either nail it or I just miss absolutely entirely. Like it is, but that's just usually how like the glizzy's set up, right? Like that's the glizzies are either absolutely gas or horrific, and if they're horrific I get stopped out. That's my day and I move on to the next one.
So I've noticed though the glizzies aren't. So there are some horrific ones, right? Like this NQ print, for instance. You're looking at a lot of prints here, right?
Yeah.
But if you're waiting, if this is your signal to, hey, I'm going to start looking for the position, you really don't see buying exhaust until this last sweep up, the reclaim back down, and price gets back right to the Kelt upper, the outer band of that Keltner channel, right? So
what?
It still does a good job.
Let's look at that NQ trade specifically, and this is actually something I got Brian. I don't know if he's still here, but Brian had said something like a long time ago that really stuck with me on these big move trades. And you see how NQ essentially has this big move up, right? The first initial news candle, that's its own thing, but then we have this next like big move up into the first set of glizzies, right? Then we have a little bit of consolidation, but we just had this huge move up. So chances are we're going to because we just had this huge move up and we had this consolidation, chances are we're going to retest this area or do one more leg up. So that first big leg up into a move like that, I don't take a trade in that. Like, I'm not going to take that first set of glizzies because that's such a big move. I'm going to wait for us to either A, sell and then come back up and retest that area, and we're going to retest that area because it's obviously now a very important level of like support resistance, right? So like we may try to reload, come up and then fail, and then I'm going to take that and then fail, or we're going to do what we did and we make a next second leg up that is exponentially weaker. You can see that each leg up is like a third, like almost half the size of the previous leg up, starting from the big impulse move.
Yeah.
So now we get that third leg up that's got a lot more weakness to it, and that's where I took the trade on YM on my chart, because YM has the exact same setup, but it's YM, so I like it more. But it's the same thing on NQ. We have this third weaker move up. So now that we have this third weaker move up, and then we post that the first red cell candle where we have like obvious, like, okay, there's some rejection here. So now after we post that first red candle after that third leg up, now I'm going to start looking for a short. And that's essentially how I trade those big moves. I don't take the first big move into the level. I will wait for some sort of consolidation, pull back and retest, or like a weaker push up to then.
I'm reading the chat right now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because that first move into the area is like I said, Brian had pointed this out a long time ago. But
so you're talking almost like the ABCDE pattern, like incorporating that, like the 3-leg move.
I mean that's a really good 3-leg setup or 3-wave setup, right? Right there
true.
Is a very good 3-wave setup, but it's not always that way. So like imagine if the first wave wasn't there. It's still the same concept of we have a big impulse move into this area. I need to see a pullback and then retest, or a weaker move higher first in like a clear sign of weakness in a move before I look to take the trade.
Yeah, like the trend is rolling over kind of deal. You see buying exhaustion in this case. So like you have the first push, the second push, the pause, the third push, the pullback, and then it tried to attempt again and failed. And so your entry is definitely on that failure, right? Like that's
so like right where your crosshair is, like right now, like that's probably where I'm gonna try entering, like right in that area. And on YM, that is where I entered at.
And honestly, it does make sense. I mean, clearly, I'm not. This is my levels aside, right? Like this is just. I'm sorry, guys. This is a trade you take every time. This little wick rejection out of the 120 area, you take that every time. If you're looking at it and can locate key support and resistance levels. But looking at this, obviously, this is a lot messier to look at on a 1 minute. But I think what you're saying makes sense. Is the 3-leg strat that pretty much you learn in the very beginning of trading applies here. And if you can incorporate that into the glizzy as well, it's a good setup generally. Like you're not going to get burned on it.
Not every time is it going to be like, not every time are you going to have a nice pullback and retest, or like a week.
What is going on in the chat right now?
Yeah. Or like not every time you're going to have like the weaker push up. Like sometimes it's just going to pump straight up and then reverse all the way back down. And that's okay to miss that trade, because that wasn't a trade that I was looking for. And I don't worry about trades that I wasn't looking for. Sometimes the market isn't going to do what you planned. We only take the trades when the market does do what we planned.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a valuable lesson that most traders should learn. And there's going to be some traders that just will never get that either. I feel, you know, it's just not part of their personality.
That's because they got El Riz, Wes.
El Riz?
El Riz. Unless you're like from further south, then it's like El Riz. Like if you have El Riz, that's like a good thing. But like I'm talking about just like the letter L in the Riz.
The third leg. The third leg is always smallest. Oh no. Man, people are popping into the stream. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Wes. This is Goose.
Goose.
Later, Savvy. Enjoy your evening. Shoot, Goose, we've been on for almost 3 hours again. How come every time we hang out, it's like a 4-hour session?
Well, I mean, like, it also helps that the market moving gives us a little bit more to talk about. And then, like, once I start pouring the whiskey and you get me on math rants, like, what's gonna happen? Like, I can rant on math stuff for like hours, like, especially when it comes to like coding the glizzy and stuff. Like, the amount of back tests and studies I got like up here that like make me mad about charts, I can rant for hours.
I wouldn't mind another. I'm scared to say it now because of the chat, but I wouldn't mind another leg up. I wouldn't mind one more push up there into the 150s and get another glizz on the Globex session. Maybe London time.
Yeah, ES looks better for it than anything else right now.
All right, so chat, let me know. And I know, Albie, when you wake up, you'll want to hear this too when you view this. If Goose and I were to bite the bullet, more so me bite the bullet than Goose, because Goose can hang like that. If we were to do a London stream, what would be the interest in that kind of stream during a collab? Obviously in the future. And not like tomorrow.
He says future, and it's going to be tonight.
I will make the sacrifice at some point. That's rough for me. I'm not going to lie, Goose. I fade at about, I don't know, 11:30.
Don't worry, you can fall asleep in your chair. I'll keep us entertained.
I fade. Oh,
I'll get out the ukulele and we'll start like singing songs from, you know, for the people.
No. I have members of my Discord that the memes would be endless if I fell asleep in my chair during a stream, dude.
Well, we'll let you like get off camera and go take a nap.
They would be screenshotting. You know, we can do it on your channel too. I didn't even think about that. We always do it on my channel. We can always do something on your channel.
We could. I've had like my last couple streams have all been accidents, not gonna lie. I've been in the process. It's so easy to like hit the live instead of record button, and I already have I have everything set up on my Streamlabs to be automatic, so it just pulls the thumbnail, everything ready to go.
Oh, nice.
And so like and especially like the last time I hit live instead of record, and I was sitting there working on my computer. I was like, oh, that doesn't say record. I think I'm live right now. And I ended up being live and we streamed, but
yeah, that was funny. I saw because it popped up on my feed, right? Because obviously I'm subscribed to you and have notifications turned on and everything for your channel. But I was in bed actually laying there, and this thing pops up and there's a picture of the goose and it says, "Is this thing on?" I'm like, "Is this thing on? What's going on here?" And then I pop in and you are actually streaming at the time. Like, what is going on here, brother? You're like, "Yeah, I accidentally hit the go live button."
My bad.
Yeah, it happened.
But it ended up being a great stream, but yeah, it was not intentional.
It was funny. It was funny. See, on regular OBS, you use Streamlabs. On regular OBS, you actually have to like manage your broadcast. So you have to go and select the broadcast, whatever stream you have scheduled from YouTube, in order to like go live.
Oh.
So yeah, I actually have to select whatever I have designed, whatever.
It's got safeguards in place.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything on mine is just automatic. So like I can Well, because my thing was I got on late so often too. I just wanted to hit go,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I had everything set up to be just like automatic, already pull. I already have like thumbnails and title like ready. Like for my next stream, whenever I do it, I already have a thumbnail and title made. It's just a matter of like when I do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all preloaded in.
Yeah, I mean, we can always stream on your channel too. I don't even think about that.
Yeah, I'm always down. I'm always down.
Come on, market pump for us. Give us another one more print, one more good print. Like barely sweep those previous highs and then print for us. So I caught that little trade, right? So now that Take Profit Trader Glizzy account is now sitting on a $350 account balance. So
W.
it is
W's in the chat.
it is still alive, guys. There is another episode coming out, hopefully end of this week, early next week. However, it's going to be a little different type of episode because it's a whole lot of break-even trades. Like it's a whole lot of break-even trades, and I need to clear room for when we do have the good trades on my PC, not on my PC necessarily, but it's getting messy. Let's put it that way. The amount of trades that I'm recording, because every time I take a trade,
that's the problem I would run into is like I've often wanted to do stuff like what you're doing,
mm-hmm.
but for me to like screen record every single trade, when you get like, you know, getting like 3 trades, not too bad, but when you're on trade like 77, like like it gets hard to consistently catch every single one of those trades.
Yeah, like so today it happened actually. You'll see it on this next episode. That the $320 trade. I forgot to hit record. I had OBS up and running, but I started paying attention to the charts too much and forgot to hit that record button. So it's not recorded, right? But luckily I have the track record of it in my Quantower account performance. So like there's evidence of the trade taking place still. It's just not recorded.
You still got a little bit of W Riz in there.
Yeah. So while you won't see that trade specifically, but here's what else happened in this last little stretch, Goose. Do you remember the issues that I was having with the updates on Quantower?
Yeah, I do.
Do you remember how I had to uninstall and reinstall Quantower?
Yeah, you said you took a trade on the wrong account.
The entire history from that account is gone up till the point when I reinstalled it.
Yeah, that will happen because it'll only take trades. It'll only record trades that were taken from your PC on that version of Quantower.
Yep.
Yep.
So everything on that account prior to when I did that is gone.
Do you want to know the workaround?
Oh gosh, do I want to know the work? You tell me. Do I want to know the workaround?
Well, if you want like the transparency thing, you can pull up that trade history through our Trader Pro. It's really annoying.
Yeah. I didn't even think
But
about that.
You can still pull that trade history if you want to, like if you're wanting to show all the trades and stuff. You can go through our Trader Pro and pick each date or like your time range for that account, and you can still pull all that history. And you'll just have to show in our Trader Pro.
That's right. I didn't think about that. I might have to do that. It's only for like on this episode. It's only for a handful of trades that are missing. Mm-hmm. But there are some that aren't showing up on the Quantower account performance right now.
Yeah.
So I think I might have to do that because they're really quick on those series. If you notice, to kind of cram them into a small time. And
yeah.
I haven't
cram them in your cram hole.
Yeah. I really didn't. I haven't done a whole lot of trade analysis yet. It's basically just been like overview and stuff like that. But eventually, as the series progresses and the account builds, and I can open up trades a little bit more once I get past that intraday trailing, I will go through and analyze trades and talk about my thought process and actually slow a trade down here and there. But as we're introducing the series to people, because I'm not going to lie to you, Goose, this is going to be probably a year-long thing. I'm gonna give it its due diligence and give it a year's time of trading. So, yeah.
I want to say you might be able to import There might be a way to import that data from RTrader Pro into Quantower.
Okay.
I'll have to do a little bit of digging because I know where to find it in the Quantower files, but I'll have to do a little bit of digging. But there might be a way to import them to where you can still see them in Quantower. But
Yeah.
I know you can for sure get them out of RTrader Pro.
Megamind. Goose took one trade. Break even. I think.
Yep. Elriz.
Yep. Well, Goose, I think we're gonna call it, brother.
Yeah, I think that's gonna have to be a night. My headphone, I got the beep in my headphones a little bit ago that my battery's running low. So,
guys, thanks for hanging out, guys. I appreciate it. If you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button. Goose, thanks for popping on, brother. We didn't think this was gonna happen. We had this plan, but we thought it was gonna be a fail.
Yeah, it was it made it home by the skin of my teeth on that one.
But obviously Goose and I will collab again here sometime soon. Whenever he's available. He's a busy guy these days. But thanks for tuning in. Goose, you got anything you want to say to the chat?
Like, comment, subscribe, and for the love of God, watch the Glizzy Clipper video before you use it.
Yeah, yes, please. All right, Chad, that's going to do it for us. I will be back tomorrow evening, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, for yet another Globex stream. And on Friday, I will be live RTH at 9:30 a.m. Eastern for Trading with the Boys. Until the next one, peace.